Marco, can anybody hear me? Is my mic working? See if anybody can hear me. Cool gamer, what's going on? So, I'm actually doing amazing today. I needed those few days off. Make sure I got the headset properly. Because one says left, one says right, one says forward, one says backwards. You never know. So, I quit vaping. Avamos, how you doing? So, I quit nicotine, and I'm still going through it with the whole breathing. I'm doing better. I'm doing better. So I'm doing a lot better. I'm proud of myself. DJ Roadknox. So I just wanted to check in. So we're gonna have a guest today. She's gonna be coming up on panel. I already sent her the link. I made the mistake of eating Taco Bell today. Uh, I make that mistake sometimes too. Viprin, Kristen, you can hit that link anytime you want to, whenever you're ready. That I sent to you in Messenger. So we're going to be discussing a lump sum of topics today with our guests. Just waiting for more people to get in. I hope everybody's having a good day. And if not, we're all here for you. I went and saw my he's family. His my nephew's father-in-law is not doing so well. Okay. He's on his way out. His clock is ticking and he's gonna miss the guy. So send prayers to the family. I went and saw him today. Yeah, you know, but he knew his time was coming. His health had been deteriorating for a little bit. We knew it was coming, but you don't want it to. That's the thing. You don't want it to. So in reality, how is everybody? I'm not getting people to tell me how they're doing. We got Viper in here. We got Kelly. It's good seeing you. I just want to know what people are, how they're doing, how their weekend was. Okay, we got Kristen in the background and getting ready to pull her up. Give me just a moment. My mouse. 3 monitors. There we go.
Hey,
How we doing, Kristen?
good. How are you?
I'm doing
It's
all
nice to
right.
finally meet you.
Yes, yes. April Tobin. You're not late. You just got here. We're getting ready to start it. Alibi. No one's late. I just did my intro and said hi to a few people. So we got Kristen up. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things, right, young lady?
Sure, whatever you want to talk about.
Well, we
Open
did.
book here.
Yes, we did get on the subject the other day um, about eating disorders, and it's kind of I've well, I see food and eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing, and always have been. But with you, when I was talking about different things, you said you were a survivor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see food now and I eat it.
But before it was a struggle.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
I
Um,
noticed people, um, what I did notice is a lot of people that struggle with it is because of appearance.
yes. Um, there's a lot that has to do with that actually. Um, the sound is okay and everything. Just want to make sure before you can hear. Is there any static or anything? You're good.
I can hear you
Everything.
fine.
Okay. Okay. Um, I it had a lot to do with that, but it also, um, over time, I've kind of realized where it maybe had gotten, where I kind of stemmed from. Um, and a lot of it is pressure and control, like trying to control your own life, being a people pleaser, wanting to be perfect, and it's a lot and that's kind of where mine stemmed from, I think. Um, it started when I was in high school, so and it's one of those things that is quite easy to relapse on as well. So, um, my husband was just in. Um, so I kind of, I guess, how it started for me was before, like, kind of ended going into my senior year in high school. I was raised in like a Christian home, and I had a lot of pressure on me. I was the baby in my family, and I was kind of, now I'm the black sheep of the family, but before I was not. I didn't want to do anything wrong. I didn't want to disappoint my parents. And um, I just felt a lot of pressure, I guess. Um, and of course, society, everybody wants to be perfect, and I think there's a little bit um, less of a, maybe people are not, I guess it's judgmental, maybe like you have to be so thin or whatever. Um, but it was like the only thing, I guess I used it for controlling, because everything else kind of felt out of my control.
Yep.
And, I wanted to be accepted to college. I wanted to go to the right school, and this, and I can't do this wrong. And I've got to, and I put it on myself. I don't think my parents necessarily knew that they did that to me. But I felt that I had to be that people pleaser. It's probably just a part of me because I've dealt with that still, like even in my adult life. But um, I ended up when I graduated high school, I was 69 pounds. Um, and what got me when you guys were talking about Eugenia, um, like I guarantee you, she does not realize how thin she is. She doesn't realize what she looks like because I had no idea. I look back at pictures now and I'm like, wow, yeah, it was really bad. But to me, I just look like a normal person if I stared in the mirror. And um, I struggled on and off with that so I graduated in 94. And it wasn't until like really 2004 that I kind of got a handle on it. I went through counseling like a lot when I was in my senior year of high school, but then once I left home and went to school and I moved from New York to North Carolina. So it was I guess it was like an up and down thing. It, I would, I would have really times where I could be okay, and then other times where I would still just go right back down you know,
Yep.
um, and that's another, I mean, just with anything mental health related, like it's so easy to be okay for a while and then just to totally, you just, something happens and you're right back there. And it's okay, I mean, we're not going to be perfect. And it's just something that you have to kind of, every time, maybe there's the longer time before you relapse. That's kind of how it's been for me. So, but I haven't struggled with it really since then. And I, it was kind of, I think my faith too has kind of helped a lot with that. But my dad had passed away in 2004, and I was pregnant with my middle daughter. Um, and in something of that situation, I think I would have, if I was not pregnant, I probably would have just lost control of it. Um, so I was able to kind of push my way through that. And for whatever reason, I guess I was forced to deal with the grief and stuff in a more healthy manner. And didn't, I wasn't, I knew I had to take care of my baby. So I was, it kind of kept me straight. And it was like when the baby came, it was kind of also a distraction, and I had something to focus on, and I had to, I need to be a mom and keep myself healthy for my family. So it really did help me, but it took a long time. And there's still times that bottom line is it's kind of an addiction. I think it falls into that category with the
To be an
control, the
addiction
addiction,
to, yes.
and a lot of times I think that's been my biggest struggle in my adult life is replacing one addiction with another addiction. And so it
Which is
kind
not
of,
healthy.
yeah, exactly. So, just because that the big thing that causes it is still kind of underlying, it's there. And so that's kind of how I kind of see it. Um, it's been, it's a very hard thing to, like, especially because everybody's telling you you're too thin, you gotta eat, and like you have like you're like I can't even force myself to eat. Like it's one of those things that it's so hard to, because that's really the only way to to be able to save your body. I mean, I was told that I would never have children. I had permanent heart damage and stuff. But it was like pretty much the doctor was like, I'm sorry I don't have very good news for you, but more than likely this is what's going to happen. So I ended up when I first had my first child, I was like, wow, that's a really huge blessing, that because I really didn't think I'd ever be able to have children and stuff. So um, you don't realize what you're doing to your body. Um,
Nope.
at all. It's not even a thought. You think everybody else is loony because you think you look you look great. Like,
Yep.
and then years down the road, you look and you're like, oh my gosh, you could see like every single like rib bones and like it's so bad. Like I was like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, I never would have thought that that's what I looked like. Um, and so with when we were talking about her, I was just like, she has no idea. And I guarantee you there's a control issue because I'm pretty sure her mom probably is a big controlling person in her life, and the only way that she feels like she has any control over her own life is to do something like that. And if it's not food, it could be drugs for somebody, it could be alcohol, it could be um, self-harming. Um,
My thing was alcohol.
yeah.
That was my addiction for a long time. I quit doing it after I turned 30. Prior to that, it was bad. It was bad.
Mm. See, I had a later in life experience with that. So,
What, alcohol?
hmm yeah,
Yeah.
I would say it was more of a self-medicating thing. I had some problems. Um, and
Usually, instead of dealing with problems, we turn to something else
yep,
to try to
exactly.
suppress it, thinking that if we
hmm
do this, the problem will go away. And in
That's what
reality, it's just
it,
making it worse.
yeah, because it's masking it. And if I would have um had I guess there's just such a stigma with every, things, and a lot of times, especially in the church world, going and seeking help for depression and anxiety and things of that nature and getting medication for it, you're being told like your faith isn't strong enough, or just all sorts of different situations, just different
You
things like, you
mentioned
don't need
black
that, you
sheep.
need more Jesus, huh? Oh
You
yeah,
mentioned becoming black sheep.
oh yes, oh yes.
What made you become black sheep?
um
Because that's I can relate to that. On my mom's side of the family, I'm black sheep.
I'm
On my dad's side of
definitely
the family, I'm pretty close to certain people. On my
hmm
dad's side of the family, my uncle Ray was just in here for a little bit. He's probably watching in the background.
hey Uncle
But
Eddie.
yeah, my uncle Ray, me and him are very, very close. Um, and then his wife, my auntie Lisa, she's a sweetheart. So I I didn't meet my dad's side of the family until I was 24.
Oh
I'm 40
yeah.
now, but you know, so maybe it was saying the biggest problem sometimes is seeing the fundamental problem though. Our
Yep.
ego hides real personal problems beneath our intense fears, which are hard
Yeah.
to break through, if that
And
makes
fear is
sense.
huge.
It
And I
is.
think
It
that
is.
it is one of the things that grips us the most, I think. The fear of failure, fear of, you know, any
But
like fear of flying, whatever it is, Um, and I really just I had no idea, I guess, that in doing what I was doing, that I was making myself worse. And like that is pretty much uh, it, I went from being it's so weird to think like even exercising and being totally focused on that and living this healthy fit life and being in the church choir and on praise team and going to church every time it's open, and like you just all of a sudden you find yourself in this, it's almost like you don't even recognize yourself, and that's kind of, I think, where I got to that place and I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm myself. Like I feel like I don't even know myself. Um, but I was also struggling with some pretty severe depression after a miscarriage that I had, and um, instead of like turning to I'm gonna not eat certain, I'm just like gonna not gonna eat. Like I'll have a banana today. Like that's kind of how what I used to live on, banana and a Diet Coke. Like I wasn't, instead of doing that, I'm an adult now, so there's other things that are at my disposal, right? So that's when I really started to fall into the alcohol and stuff. Um, and it just really made my depression worse. And so even when you have, I didn't learn, I guess, that until I ended up trying to take my life in 2019. So um, instead
I
of
think
reaching out for help because I thought it would look bad for me, or I would be considered weak, or a person that didn't have enough faith that God could, take away the stuff, or um, there's just a big stigma, I guess, in the environment that I was in. So,
there's a big stigma in mental health, period.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I did not tell anybody, except for my husband, that I ever struggled with anorexia. Like that's because you just think of like, well, there's just people look down on you, or like there's just something that happens. It's the same thing if you talk about anything, really, depression, anxiety, addiction. I mean, you name it. Like all of a sudden, just because of the way society is, it triggers something in your brain that says, now I'm not going to be looked at the same way, or, you know, people are going to think differently of me, or whatever the case may be. But,
Who
um,
cares? See, one thing I've learned over time is who cares what people think of you?
mhm, yeah,
Okay, as long
takes
as
a
you're
long time
happy
to get
with
to that point, though.
it does. It does. Don't get me wrong. It does. It took me. So I used to be. What's crazy is I'll tell this to people and they'll be like, "Yeah, there's no way." When I was a heavy drinker, I was skinny. I wasn't fat. Okay, it's when I quit drinking. So I drank to cope with things. When I couldn't cope with reality, I turned to alcohol,
Hmm.
and I drank a lot. And
And you drink until you don't feel those feelings anymore.
Jet's mom, I hope you have fun, young lady. Wine tasting for one
Oh,
of her
save it,
longest
save it.
childhood friends' birthdays. Well, whoever
That's
your friend
awesome.
is, tell him we said, tell her or him we said happy birthday. So back to
Mm,
me, okay,
yes.
about my drinking. Okay, um, I was proud of what I looked like. I was I started working out, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to get abs and everything. And then I quit drinking alcohol, and I went into a mental hospital because I couldn't handle reality, and it was either go get help or drive off a bridge,
Hmm.
And I went and got help. And the medication they put me on caused me to gain weight.
It's a catch 22. I had the same, like I had the same problem. Um, all my medication, and I actually told my psychiatrist back on my birthday in May. I was like, I'm gonna be really upfront with you. I cannot gain any more weight, and if I have to choose between, like, it's starting to stress me out because I'm like eating right and doing what I need to do, but like it just keeps going on. It's not coming off. It's not going down. And I said, I'm afraid, like, because I know my past, I said, I don't want this to become an issue. And so I'm going to get ahead of it and tell you, like, hey, I'm worried that I might start going back to old ways if
Starving
if I
yourself.
don't something. Yeah, exactly. That I need you to be aware and, like, what can we do here? And he was great. Like, he ended up, um, it was kind of a catch 22. Like, it was it was good because it was also a medication that I I guess since I'm healthier, I don't overdo on the alcohol, but I know my limit. Like, I can't just go and do that all the time. And so the medication that he put me on, it was actually like, it can allow me to feel kind of like a normal human being that can go out and have a drink socially and not finish it or be okay. And it actually helped me lose weight. So I was like, this is good. It was kind of a good thing. Um, but it's just not something I can do. Um, like, I have to kind of treat myself like a kid sometimes. I feel like, I just like, I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that. And, it's, I wish I could do those things, but I can't trust myself sometimes that I wouldn't just not stop. Um, but when I think the situation with me surviving suicide was definitely the turning point for me, in the hospital, and um, learning new coping mechanisms, and um, really
Communication
being
is key.
in communication, and not only how to communicate to others how you're feeling or get a plan in place. Like, I know I tell, like, a couple people, like, if you ask me how I am and if I say this, then you better know something's not right. So, and that helps me, so that somebody, I might not have to say exactly what's wrong, but they know, like, something is wrong and they can ask questions or try to get it out of me or whatever the case may be. But um, yeah, it definitely, um, I guess it just, I guess I've learned the most since then. And I kind of figured, you know what? I'm not going to waste my second chance at this to carry on being in fear of, like, what people may say about me, because there's a whole nother stigma that's attached to that. Like, oh my gosh, what happened to her that she would do this? Or, like, there's just so many. It's awful. Like, I don't know why we think these things, because probably it's not really how people feel, but you kind of feel like you're ashamed of it or what. But I've just decided, like, I can't I can't please everybody. I finally figured that out, and I can say, hey, I've been there. I've and some days I still struggle, but it's a day by day thing. Sometimes the hour by hour thing. And to not be ashamed of it, and to break those things that just grip you with fear, and um the whole black sheep thing. I say that because I'm the one, like, I've been the one to kind of break all the boundaries in my family, um, which is ironic.
Are
Like,
you still close to your family? Are you still close to your parents?
yeah,
Are you
my
still
dad passed,
close?
but my mom, I always, back when my dad passed, I always said, like, oh, God kind of took away the parent that, like, loved me unconditionally, because growing up, that's how I felt. Like, I
Daddy's
was
girl.
daddy's girl. And I never wanted to let him down. But I always felt like for my mom, like I had to keep doing this, this, and this to make sure to carry on like that she would still love me, and that I'm sure I put that mostly on her. I'm not saying that that's exact. I know she loves me. Like I know she loves me, but she gets like, I'm kind of into the tattoos and the piercings and things like that. And so for the longest time, I never got a tattoo where she could see it. And then I finally was like, I'm done. Like I'm a woman who has a family. I have my own kids. I can't be doing my life based on what my mom might say. So I just started, you know, I was the one that would go and drink, or I would smoke, or I would, um, try out things here and there. You know what I mean? And then I started getting the tattoos and all this stuff. And I'm, one of my only siblings that's like gone through divorce, and um, just I think I just went through a really serious rebellion phase later on in my life. I had a what do they call, like a midlife crisis or something? It was kind of like that. That's kind of, I think. And so I I definitely, I don't know. I'm definitely the oddball in my family. I'll just say that. I'm not the perfect one.
So,
Like the
Sa-
baby of the family just went completely berserk. Um, and
Sassy
then
said, I hid my first tattoo from my mom and dad. Then I couldn't hide them anymore. I have 18.
oh, I have 11, and I'm working on. I want another one so bad, but I I kind of I made like a little mental deal with myself. So maybe in about a year I'll have it. So we'll see. Um, Trying to keep myself on the straight and narrow, keeping my um kind of like an anniversary thing. Like if I can keep be like a reward for myself. But I
Yep.
want like a huge back tattoo, and I'm so like I've known what I've wanted to have for probably 4 years now, but I have not had a chance to get it yet. So, but yeah, I'm definitely I'm excited about that. It'll be it'll be fun when I finally get to have it. But yeah, I don't know. I think we just put a lot of pressure on ourselves that we don't
Reading
really need
chat.
to put on ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
So with me, I've never. Hold on just a second. I gotta yell at people in the hallway.
okay. Well, he's gone out. I didn't finish the answer to that one question. My mom and I are still very close, and actually, she was in the hospital from like the end of June through into September, and when she had like 6 surgeries and stuff, and I was there all the time, and I ended up moving in with her when she got home, so I stayed with her for probably about 5 weeks or so. Um, because she had like a toe amputation and stuff like that. So I had lots of together time with my mom, and that was a lot of fun. Like it went really well considering my like I try to I try to like in the Bible, what does it say? Like honor your father and mother. And I try to keep my vocabulary tight when I'm around her and stuff. But I mean, like if she knew I vape, she'd probably freak out. So, but other than that, I mean, I think that's the only thing that like, I've ever like I really have seriously like hid from her at this point. But um, I'm like, she's 82. She doesn't need to be worrying about me. I already like caused her about a heart attack when I went to the hospital. So, um, I'm like, yeah, I gotta toe the line slightly. So, but other than that, yeah, I mean, it's all good. So carry on. Sorry you had to yell at people.
Oh yeah, when I'm in the deep conversation and people in the background are loud, especially in the hallway of the apartment building, drives me bonkers. And I don't even remember where I was. That's how upset I was. I'm like, we're in an in-depth conversation and people got to be loud, and it's like I'm gonna pick it up in the microphone and people are gonna hear it while I'm streaming, and they're like, "Who's them crazy people in the background being loud and obnoxious?"
I can't hear anything.
And that's a good
So,
thing because I couldn't.
no worries, no worries.
So
So, yeah, that's um kind of a little bit um I guess
yeah,
like
we were
my
talking about
background.
black
Yeah.
sheep, black
Yeah.
sheep.
So
So you were
I definitely I own it now though. It's kind of become like a I was the goody two shoes for so long in my family. Every time I show up to like my sister's house or something, I have like a new piercing or a new tattoo, and she's like, "When are you gonna stop?" And I'm like, "Probably never." But I'm definitely one that's um, I think since especially since I've been in recovery from and I've gone through classes and lots of counseling and learned lots of things and communication. I really try. Um, Sometimes it's still hard for me to communicate, but I try, even if I have to like write it down to somebody, um, so I can let somebody know if I'm struggling. But I definitely have learned the most since all that, and I've made it kind of a priority um, to not fear different things, like to handle fears and start to overcome them. And sometimes it's not so easy, but it's definitely been helpful. And I find the more that I let go of certain things, I do feel better and stronger inside.
yes,
So,
instead of letting the weight build up on your shoulders
hmm
because you can easily snap.
yep.
And
Oh,
I'm
and I
pretty
used to
sure
have huge anger problems, didn't I, honey? I used to have huge anger problems. Yeah, I did. Um, uh,
anger is not healthy.
no, it is not. And it's like when you something bothers you for so long and you just keep letting it pile on and pile on and pile on, and then you explode. Yeah, that was me. Um,
I
and
I so I had no control over how I became black sheep. Okay. I swear everybody in my family grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, except for me and my brother. We grew up with a rusted spoon in our mouth. You know,
see,
we didn't have the easiest life growing up.
with me, it was the exact opposite. Like I, in fact, I'm my closest sibling is 10 years apart from me. Um, so he's 47, or no, I'm sorry, he's 57, and I have like still one sibling. I have like, 'cause I'm the only one from my parents' marriage, so she still views me as the girl who is spoiled rotten and had everything handed to her and different. So I kind of, I guess that was kind of how I grew up. And then of course her telling me that all the time didn't really do great for my self-esteem, but I don't know. We're not close. I try not to talk to her just because, but I understand. Yeah, that's I had somebody who thought that way about me, but yeah, I don't have. I was very blessed and have the growing up with not not being treated like, you know, a baby, and
my
it's
my uncle
that's got to be
Ray,
really hard for you.
My Uncle Ray said, I'm healthy and always angry.
Oh,
No, but his,
well, you get it out and then you feel great.
oh, he does. He gets it out. And it's hilarious. That's why I love my Uncle Ray. My, my Uncle Ray's awesome. I call him Pops.
Oh.
I'm closer to him than I am my own father, to be honest.
Hmm.
You know, he's the one I can call and just talk to.
Yeah, it's so good to have somebody like that. And I'm telling, if anybody here does not have find find that like pray for that person because they will show up and it'll be somebody that's gonna be like just the most powerful resource that you have. Um, I I do not know where I would be without my husband and my best friend. Like someone who I can just unload on, and she's there and she knows, like she just knows that's my role sometimes, and she's great with it because she's like, I just want to keep you from ever falling back into, you know, any of that, like what happened to you and stuff. But yeah, one person, a journal, whatever the case, use them because they're like some of the best things that's helped me. I mean, even with anger and stuff, writing it down. Like, do I really need to tell this person this, or is it just something inside my, like, I just need to get it out and like read it over and decide what I can communicate to that person? Because maybe that might not go over so well.
You
So,
know, if I look at it this way, right? Sometimes if you don't say how you feel and you try to sugarcoat it, it's not going to come out right. And you're
it,
still going to be bothered by that situation.
yeah.
So, okay, if it hurts their feelings, it hurts their feelings. It is what it is.
Hmm.
When you're when you got to get something off your chest, get it off your chest and move on.
Right.
If somebody pisses you off,
Let them know.
let them know. And if they get offended if they get offended by it, who gives a shit?
No, who
Okay,
cares? You gotta take,
you
you
know,
gotta do that for yourself. You have to choose yourself and never feel bad about that. You choose you choose your mental health, and don't let anything get in the way of that ever.
I went to therapy one day, right? And I said to my therapist, I said, I'm not here to be petted like a cat or to be petted
Give it
like
to
a
me straight.
dog. I'm here to get help. I'm not here to coddle my feelings. That's not the reason why I'm here.
Hmm.
You know, I don't want to, oh, poor baby, it'll be all right. No, it's not all right.
And
I'm
it's
here
okay
for a
that it's not
reason
all
to
right.
figure myself out.
Hmm. And your feelings are valid, and that's what they're there for. I utilize. I mean, like you said, I don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Don't treat me like I'm this breakable little thing. Like you gotta feel it to heal it. That is completely what I 100% believe at this point. Before it's like I don't really want anybody to feel sorry for me or just walk on eggshells around me. I like be like I can handle this, and of course you can't handle it in some of your worst time, or like, as your recovery goes on, you start to be able to um handle some of those things, and um I guess, I don't know, just like conquer a few things, attack one thing at a specific time, and one hurdle at a time. Gosh, I used to run hurdles and track in high school, and I totally sucked at it. 400 hurdles was the worst thing on earth. 100, oh yeah. Yeah, so my life pretty much has been like the 400-meter dash with the hurdles, where I get over like the first four,
And then
and
you
then by
knock
the
over.
fifth one, I trip with my hind leg over that one, and I'm about like, I'm done with this. This sucks. And then I'm like, no, I mean, I gotta at least cross the finish line, you know? So that's kind of how like the past years of my life has gotten felt. I guess that's a perfect analogy, but you get, you knock down and you get back up, and tomorrow's another day. I've gotten up and said at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna go back to sleep and try again tomorrow because this isn't a good day for me. But it's okay. We're all gonna have good days. We're all gonna have bad days, and try to give yourself slack. Catch yourself some slack. Know it's, you know, it's not the end of the day, and things can still turn around, or you know, do something for yourself. Um, yeah, I mean, it's quite something. It's definitely a journey, I will say that, but time helps. Medication helps too. I'm not gonna lie.
So I I quit everything that I was addicted to except for coffee. If I quit drinking coffee, I might as well just quit everything else.
You'd be talking about me over on Brittany's channel if that happened. I think the best thing I've found this week, things will just pop up on your feed, and I saw this saying, it said coffee because Moida is wrong. I was like, yes, yes, that's it. Oh, coffee. This is coffee and this. I don't typically drink coffee this late at night, but I'm telling you, I have been tearing apart my kitchen all day with my husband, and I was so exhausted. I was like, I need something because I'm never gonna make it through. I might have fallen asleep before 6:30, to be honest with you. I am that's why I'm never on like the live streams at night. Ever, ever, ever. Because I turn into a pumpkin basically by 8:30. So my husband makes fun of me. I'm 47, but I'm like 85 maybe. Like, I need my sleep. I find that I function better if I have more sleep. So,
Yeah.
all in all, I'm a better person with sleep. That's quite something that that you've been able to quit a lot of stuff. Um,
My
if I
uncle's
could
like,
get a handle on this, I'd be so happy. Maybe, I don't know. I've tried it, and I, if I
Joe
go like a
Crow,
day,
I agree. Never give up coffee. Might as well be dead.
hmm
Or that'd be like quit eating. If you gave up coffee, that'd be like you quit eating.
you've just given up on life. If you
Yes.
let go.
uh, my
But
uncle says my drug of choice, coffee and weed. uh, same
oddly
as
enough,
my
not, I think that's probably the only thing that I have, like, haven't really struggled with. I've tested it out, some things, but oddly enough, even though I have this addictive personality, I That's one thing I don't know why. It never captured me, and I'm very thankful because I could see, like, if I had, um, I think I knew, like, yeah, I could try weed and I'd probably be okay, you know? And I could take it or leave it, right? But some of these other things, I knew I can't even go there because I knew myself, and that definitely saved me. But I mean, everything else, well, the alcohol, the self-harm,
See,
I think I've
you
hit
know,
pretty much everything.
you know what I noticed, and it it goes to show because when you one thing you said to me because I asked you how you grew up, and you said you were spoiled growing up. So it
Very.
doesn't matter how perfect your life is,
Mhm.
you're always going to struggle with something.
Yes.
And
Everybody has a struggle. Don't ever think I that captured me for the longest time is I can't let anybody know that I'm struggling because that would look bad on me. And that would look bad on my family. Heaven forbid. Um, and I mean that blew up in my face. That blew up in my family's face too, because I certainly um I went and went and went until I lost all hope and gave up
so when
completely.
I went through a lot of things in life and I didn't deal with them when I should have.
Mhm.
Now I'm like I got October 30th of this year. I find out when I have my left ankle operated on. Okay. And I'm going to be laid up for 3 months after I have my surgery. It's going to be a miserable 3 months
Should
because,
be, but it won't be.
well, it's the, I'm a big boy and changing the bandages and cleaning up the areas and be very much of a hassle for me. I started going to the gym, but that takes time.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of things I can't do at the gym because of my ankle, the pain I'm in.
Right?
So once they fix it and the pain goes, that's another reason why I'm so miserable.
Because you're in pain.
Yes. And I don't take nothing for it. I just deal with it.
Hmm. But it's very wearing on you mentally, not only physically, but mentally. My husband deals with a lot of pain. I totally understand that. And I don't know what it feels like, but I can see how it affects him. It's hard. It's very hard for him.
And the
And
reason why um the reason why I don't take pain meds for my pain is because I know I have an addictive personality.
hmm
So I won't do it because I know alcohol, I love being high. So alcohol
that
was my
feeling.
high. I love that feeling
Hmm.
of being high, and I don't want to be that way no more.
Right.
I like being in my mind and not being somewhere else.
Hmm.
So,
Feeling, having control over your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and
were
feeling like
you?
you can. I don't. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
So when you were spoiled, Were you criticized in school?
I wasn't really criticized in school because I went to a private Christian school.
Okay.
So it was like I was just in a setting where it was just a bunch of me's, all, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am,
Okay.
you know, follow the rules, stay out of trouble. Like that was me. And everybody was, I wouldn't say like not, and it's not like we were a wealthy family or anything like that. It just, my dad has a good job and we only had one child in the family. I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, it wasn't like all my other six siblings were, they were all getting married and stuff. So, I mean, I kind of grew up in just a completely different setting, So, um, I don't know. But yeah, no, I definitely, no, I, I was a spoiled brat. But my dad, he did teach me like, hey, if you want to shop at the Gap, you need to get a job. So I, babysat and did
Were
like
you raised
summer
Catholic?
jobs and stuff. Christian, like non-denominational, pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah. I went when I moved south, I went to a Baptist church and I was there for 21 years, I think it
Where you
was.
originally from?
Syracuse, New York.
Upstate.
Hmm. It's beautiful there.
So your
Yeah.
family's originally from New York.
Hmm. My dad, well,
Okay.
he grew up, he was born in Utah and he was like pretty much raised in Utah and Oregon. Um, and for like
Your mom.
I guess his younger years, and then he was an Air Force brat, so he was pretty much everywhere. And I think that's like he landed. I think the last place his dad was stationed was in Syracuse area or like in upstate, and that's where he decided to stay.
And where is your mom from?
My mom is from Hickville, and not literally, but I call it I call it like redneck um upstate New York. So
So
I think I can
so
say
your
that because
mom
I'm in North Carolina and I am surrounded by lots of them.
so
Um,
your mom is originally from New York.
hmm
Your
yeah,
dad is
she,
originally from Utah.
hmm
Okay.
and so about an hour east of Syracuse is where my mom like was born and raised, and
You
it's
know
a
where
very
Ithaca is?
country, huh?
You know where Ithaca is?
Hmm.
So Cornell
That's south of
University,
Syracuse. Uh-huh.
yes, is the co-founder Ezra Cornell is my fifth generation great grandfather.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So I'm highly connected to New York.
Yes,
It goes
I
back hundreds of years.
I'm like I am there, but my mom's side of the family actually came over on the boat from Denmark. So she was kind of like, so
Hold on, let me
they
answer a
came and they,
question.
uh-huh.
So John Paul, the topic here was about eating disorders and depression
Obviously.
and a lot of things tied into eating disorder. Okay, she suffered with anorexia at one point in her life. Bulimia is different.
Hmm.
We didn't touch upon that because she wasn't a bulimic, she was anorexic.
Now my parents
And
thought I was, but I wasn't. They wouldn't believe me. They made me. This was probably the worst. My like my parents
uh,
would make Yeah,
me
my
and
parents would
depression
make me leave the door. They wouldn't be near the door, but they would make me leave the door cracked when I use the bathroom. Like, because they were that like serious, they thought I was. But so that I don't really have experience with, but it's kind of the same. It's a controlling thing. It's
And you remember the
being a
lead singer of Soundgarden?
yes, I do.
That was my cousin.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yes.
That's damn cool. I mean, I'm sorry that that happened to him, but
He he
that's
he he
insane.
he, he, he was unalived.
Hmm.
He did unalive himself.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
100% know that. That's how I
Okay.
feel. That's yeah.
Okay.
Um, him and Chester Benningfield. Nope. I don't think that they did that. No,
But
I'm
that's a whole nother subject on a different platform.
oh, that would yeah, that doesn't fit this channel.
Yes, I
Although
think I'm gonna get rid of Patreon,
uh-huh.
and I'm just gonna have topics of discussion on Discord.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool. I'm I'm very it was very strange how I came out of the hospital October 31st in 2019 and then being, struggling with the anxiety and fear and all this stuff and then that all happened. I am very shocked that I didn't get caught up in the fear of it all. I, like it that was saying something and I ended up diving into I think it's possibly me going down rabbit holes that really distracted me and I'd say got me through some crazy times. But yeah, I I love it. I can't wait till Brittany does some of that stuff on Patreon. I'm excited for that.
I
That'll be a true crime and rabbit holes. I love that stuff.
so
Conspiracy theory.
majority of those are facts, but that's neither here nor there. Um, one of the things I'm going to talk about on Discord deals with CA
Mm-hmm.
because that's what happened to me when I was younger. Okay, so when I was a kid,
Yeah.
6 to 8 years old.
Yeah.
So
I I was five 5 to 7. Yeah. And I had a cousin who did some very inappropriate things with me. Um, and I'm
I'm dropping my
I'm almost
email.
huh?
I'm dropping my email in chat. So if you have Discord and you want to join All Things Serious, send me an email and I'll post you the link.
Yeah, it's good over there. Um, and I'm sure that experience caused different things for me throughout the years. I'm sure of it because I never really dealt with it, Like you were saying, you didn't deal with it when um I don't think I just couldn't put it into words or explain it at that age, I guess. That came up more in insecurities and uh, physical ailment, like feeling sick. Um, like if I was away from my mom, I would be, or my dad, but usually during the day it would be my mom. I would go home from school almost every day, sick and vomiting, and they just all thought I was sick, and that wasn't necessarily the case. Um, so it's really crazy what your body does to work through things, even at like that young age. But I look back at it now and I'm like, oh, it makes total sense, you know? But that's also something I would never have talked about. I would have kept that, like, nobody needs to know that. But
No.
I think it's in this day and age, we need to start talking about this stuff because so many people are dying in silence. And that's how I feel like I lived most of my life, was living in silence and having serious deep hurt and stuff that I didn't know how to start working through it, so I just didn't.
All right, Uncle Ray. Have a good night. Love you and talk to you later.
Oh, somebody wants to ask a controversial question, or was that like? Oh, okay, no, that was.
Yeah, I already. That's a tricky question because I've never had that problem, so I don't know that answer.
Okay, I don't know. Somebody else is saying.
So
Is
I
that for
dropped the
John
link.
Paul?
I dropped the link for somebody to join us up here.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm just waiting for her to
Hello,
pop in.
hello. The last time I did a lot.
That's if she could come up.
I my AirPods were dying on me, and it was the worst experience ever. This was like in the past spring. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They kept on, I guess after you have them for about 4 years, they really start malfunctioning. And they would keep connected to the iPad for like 2 seconds, and then they would come up, and I was constantly like trying to flip them back from the case. Oh, it was the most aggravating experience. And I have not, I was like, oh, this is exciting. I can actually focus and not be worried about if I can hear somebody or not. Hi, Kelly.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
So what's crazy is I met both you ladies from two different platforms. Okay, on YouTube, but two different worlds of YouTube.
Okay.
Because I'm all over YouTube as of late.
Me
Right.
too.
Okay, I'll be in the the drama community, the crama community,
I try
the
to stay away from that.
Yeah, I do too. There's only a few channels I go to now, if I even get on YouTube. But
well,
that's trying to
um,
stay away from a lot of it. Too much drama.
yeah, I can't. Well, if it's not bothering me and it's not my drama, it's fine.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
like the Krama community that I was in, they
That's a
just
lot.
go after people and they'll pick somebody and just make stuff up to go after you.
I'd love if they did that.
Yeah, they get brutal. I
I
got
would
out of
get
that.
so.
I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Not really. I don't want them to come after me.
No, no, you don't. You really don't. They're nasty.
Oh, I know why. Hold on. I'll fix it. There we go. I fixed it. Is that better, Vibrant? Who's ghosting you,
Yeah,
JP?
who's ghosting you, JP?
People can be pretty brutal. And what is the saying? Hurting people hurt others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I think it just
exactly it.
brings me down. I try to stay away from it.
That's why
I
I'm
If
steering away
that
from
if
it.
that community is ghosting you, then stay away from that community.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't allow yourself to be a part of it
Yeah.
because you deserve better than that, and that's just gonna bring you down. Choose yourself.
Just disappear from that community. You know what I'm saying? Do you, focus on you, you know, you and your music, and don't worry about what other people think of you and what they have to say. Just
Music is a
saying.
huge. Whew, I love music.
So this is my community right here, okay? This is my platform. If my community ghosts me, I'd be nothing without my community. But see, the thing is that they're not going to ghost me because I'm loyal to them in return.
Right.
Okay, so your YouTube channel is your platform. Correct. What Roll the Hated said, don't drink the water if you know it's poison.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ladies talk amongst each other about anything. I have to go and refill my cup of coffee.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me one quick second. All right. All right. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I gotta check out your music, JP. Music has been like one of the
I
best
can't type
things.
and I can't type and
To,
talk at the same time, or else
oh,
I talk and I'll talk about what I'm typing, or I
yes,
type what I'm trying to say.
I have that same problem sometimes. I'm always like, just stop. Don't talk to me right this
Yeah,
second. I gotta finish this thought.
exactly.
And I have a problem interrupting too because I literally, if I do not say what's on my, I will, that thought will be gone. And
Yep.
somebody be like, okay, what were you saying? I'd say, I have no clue at
Yep.
all.
I will forget what I'm saying while I'm in the middle of saying it.
Squirrel moments. Shoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bad.
Now, mine's called
That's what
fibrofog.
age does to us.
Well,
It's horrible.
mine is from my fibromyalgia.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's bad stuff too. Talking
Yeah.
about pain and
Yeah.
yeah, that is not easy.
No.
I can't imagine being in constant pain.
No, and I've got it
I,
from head to toe. So.
my hamstrings and uh, quads are killing me because I've been up and down sanding cabinets and painting cabinet doors, and I think I've done a million squats in like the past 2 days. And I was like, bring on the ibuprofen because I'm hurting. I I do not do well with that. I'm kind of glad to be sitting, honestly.
Right.
If I stand up, forget it. I'm gonna be like,
Hey, well, I am a good multitasker when I'm at work and I'm in work
mm-hmm.
mode. When I'm not in work mode, I'm a horrible multitasker.
Oh, no,
Horrible.
multitasking. That I could I could do that, but if I had to talk while multitasking, probably wouldn't do so good for me.
Exactly. See, my problem is I talk with my hands, so I can't type and talk at the same time because I can't talk while I'm typing.
That's true. I get it though. I'm a New Yorker, so
I'm
I'm
in
trying to keep
Connecticut, so I got you.
I'm trying to keep my hands
Well, you
straight.
know what? I'm in New Hampshire.
Oh, nice. My husband's from Maine,
I'm sorry.
from Bangor. Oh, I was gonna say we hit New Hampshire like briefly every year.
Yeah, going up
Uh,
95, you go
yeah, and
bypass
of
the
course, because
seacoast.
they have the big, right before you hit Maine, they have the big liquor store.
Bro, that's not nice.
No tax. I'm like, stop, blinders. Oh,
I used to
yeah.
live in Maine.
Where?
Uh,
You forgot.
Did you forget?
No, I used to live right outside of Bangor, Maine. I lived in Bath, Maine.
I know exactly where that is. My husband's from Bangor.
I used to live in Pownell, Maine, which is right out of Portland.
Uh-huh.
I lived in Lewiston, Maine.
I know. I know where you're talking.
Lewiston, I
One
call
of
it
his.
the armpit of Maine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know though because um, my mother-in-law, um, she lives in Baileyville, and I would consider that the armpit of Maine. But that, I mean, considering it smells like the paper mill and all that,
Okay,
it
so
could definitely
yes. So
coincide with that.
JP, when it comes to music, all right, this is coming from a person that used to manage artists and work in the music industry for 12 years. Okay. It was only the last year or so that I quit working in the music industry.
Oh wow.
So when it comes to music on YouTube, you only drop music on YouTube if it's a music video. Everything else is on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and everywhere else. But if you're going to shoot a really dope video, that's where you get the benefits from on YouTube. So I wasn't an artist. I wasn't an artist, but I was a manager. I also have a business degree, so marketing is one of my things. Just saying. But back to mental health.
Yeah.
Okay.
But music is a great thing to help you with mental health.
Yes, music does help with mental health.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I just didn't want to keep with the business aspect of it because it got overwhelming. It got way too much for me.
Well, you talk trauma. It's pretty bad between musicians as well, I think. Especially if you're involved in music in a church. Forget it. It's cutthroat. Whew. It's something else. That's all I've got to say. It's pretty bad. But that's like
So
one thing.
my
Even though I
brother,
love it, I'm so glad I'm away from it.
my brother that I don't know if you met him, but he came here one day.
Yeah.
And he got up on the mic and with the headset and he talked to the community for a little bit.
Yes.
He's an artist himself.
Okay. He seems cool. He seems real cool. Hey, did you do private chat, Eddie?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But
you need nose spray to clear up your sinuses.
I got Vicks Vapor Rub there.
Okay.
Oh, it's the best. Vicks. Are you
I feel
sick,
bad
or
for
is it
you.
allergies, or what is it?
Yeah, I got nasal congestion.
Yeah, I struggle.
The other day,
I
had head cold.
Oh.
So I think I got my immune system weakened for me because I'm going through nicotine withdrawal. Because I quit smoking cigarettes back in April and picked up vaping instead.
You'd think it helps, but it actually makes it far worse.
So I quit nicotine in general. I went from 6 milligrams of nicotine in my vape to 3 milligrams to 0. Now I have no nicotine and my body's going through withdrawals.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's no fun.
No, no. I'm lucky
Well,
if I can make it one day without using it. That's
yeah, me
I
too.
I just have to pick my battles right now, and that is not one I'm ready to pick.
No, well, I was smoking like a pack and a half, sometimes 2 packs a day for 30 years.
Oh wow.
And now I'm down to 1 cigarette a day, but I'm
But you
vaping.
need that one, right?
Yeah, I'm vaping though. But now with everything Eddie's gone through, it's got me scared.
Right.
So
So I quit. I quit the nicotine in my vape,
a week
Uh-huh.
ago.
and I quit spitting up blood.
Good.
Oh gosh.
That's good.
I didn't know that that was happening. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's what scared me.
Yeah. Oh
Not gonna
my.
lie.
Yeah,
It's been a week for you now, right, Eddie?
Yes,
Good.
almost a week.
Good, good, good.
yeah,
If you
Congratulations.
want me to
that's
be, if you want
awesome.
me to be honest with you, it's been since Thursday. So I did relapse.
That's okay.
So it's been since Thursday or Wednesday. No, Wednesday.
Okay.
It's been since Wednesday night when I did the short live,
Yeah.
Oh, and then you got called. Yeah.
and then I didn't go live again till today,
Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah.
Listen,
So
sometimes we all just need even just a little bit. It is what it is.
hmm But you don't beat yourself up.
No, at least you're back to not
Next
doing it,
hour
so that's good.
is a whole, an hour from now, do over. You know.
No, so that's good.
Yeah, that's
I'm
awesome.
proud of you.
And I am. Um, that is really, really awesome because I'm thinking I don't know if I could last 2 hours.
Yeah, me neither.
That's um
So is yours like glued to your hand too?
honey, I sleep with it like this.
So do I.
And then if I don't have it I'm like, where
Yep.
is it? Where is it?
So
Oh,
do
on
I.
my
I wake
pillow.
up if
Okay,
I
and then I
don't
put
have
my
it.
hand on it and then I go, I'm like, this is so, what is this, a teddy bear? Oh my
Right?
gosh.
Eddie, my son's walking around sporting a UNH hoodie.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
Our
his
family
girlfriend
always
goes
sends
up
us
there.
Maine stuff. Um,
so she
he just
must have
got a
got him a
Maine
hoodie.
University shirt.
Well, yes, she did get him. He's got that. He's got sweatpants. You would think he goes up there.
That's awesome.
He spends enough time up there. Luckily, it's only a 3.5 hour drive.
Does he have friends there?
His girlfriend goes
Oh,
to college there.
yeah.
So she's a freshman
Oh,
and she's having a
that's,
hard time because it's first time like away from her family and her
oh,
friends
right,
and
yeah.
and then of course my son. So she's having a tough time.
That is, hmm. And
But the year
I
will
it's
go
had
by
hard
fast.
to,
salty
even 3 hours
sassies.
seems like forever away.
Yeah.
I had salty sassy. Her son came up on my panel and we had a conversation a while back. Ro the Hated's been up here. Marina's been up here. Rogue Knox has been up here. Viperin. Um, Kelly, of course. Now
Mm-hmm.
Kristen. I'm just checking off the list. I'm working on getting more people up here, to talk.
Okay.
I want to talk about introverts and extroverts, but I need somebody that's going through it right now to talk about it.
Hmm.
Okay.
I used to be an introvert for sure, but I'm not anymore. I would literally tug on my mom's arm. I mean, even I can't even. I was probably still a young teenager. If we were at somebody's house, can you ask for a glass of water? I mean, it was bad. I was always off to the side. I don't know exactly. I think like serving in a restaurant, like a bar grill restaurant, kind of cured me of that though.
I have a friend that is a counselor, a therapist, that I talked to about having him come up on my panel.
That would be cool.
So
How was everybody's weekend?
I was busy. My
No, busy could be
but my
good.
kitchen it's coming along. I'm excited.
Good.
We had we put my husband works in the like stone countertop industry and stuff,
Yeah.
so we get to take good use of the remnant things that they have to offer.
Nice.
And so we put in
so
kitchen
I'm trying
like
to
new countertops.
so GoCro did a personality test and she scored a 4 on their introvert section of the personality test. And I believe, if I'm correct, hold on. I go to Discord. Yes,
What's the highest? What's
I got your message, bro. Okay.
Yes, I've been talking to Rogue. I don't know who Marcus is, but tell Marcus he doesn't have to put on his camera. It's a little easier. Then, like, you don't feel like so, I guess, out there. And it's good too to come on when there's other people, because then the pressure's not all on you.
It is good to come on when there's other people too.
Yeah. Out of 100, she scored a
Oh, so you're
4 out of
really not
100.
introverted? Is that what you're saying?
No, really is. You score a 4 out of 100. So if you do the Jordan Peterson know myself test, I'm a huge fan of Jordan Peterson.
I don't know as if I've ever heard of him.
I don't think I have either.
Oh, you guys are missing out on a very intellectual man. That
Like you
man,
said, go ahead.
Jordan Peterson, you should look him out. He's a psychologist.
Okay.
A very free-spoken, outspoken, speaks his mind, does not hold any punches type. Yeah, he's brilliant.
To write that down.
Yeah. He believes in free speech.
Oh, so do I. I'm probably one of the weirdest people that have mental health issues though, because I'm not a huge trigger warning
He went to Russia to be put in a
person, but
coma to get
wow.
off of Ativan.
Oh my God.
Wow. Sleeping does help when you're trying to stop
Yes.
different addictions, though. It really does.
Yes, it does.
I don't know if that will. I don't know. I don't think I could sleep that much to try to get off nicotine, though. I would just have to like throw it away and be like stuck in the like send me on a loan or something for like 50 days. That might be the only way I'd be able to.
Mm.
Eddie could have done that for him, put him in a coma.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you this. I did go without it for 2 weeks when I was in the hospital system.
Rear naked
And
chokehold replaces methadone.
can you believe I can't believe I went through all that, and as soon as I was out of the hospital, I picked it right back up again. How like I could have taken
All
those
right,
2 weeks
all
and been
right,
like, this is awesome.
all
We
right.
got more people?
JP, you got to take a break because you didn't need to post that. Not cool. I see somebody took care of it for me. Appreciate it.
I'm writing down Jordan Peterson so I don't forget.
Sorry, Eddie.
You're good. I see somebody got to it and removed the comment. That was inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. Ivamos, yes. You're okay, Maven. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. Not cool. Come on, dude. Like I've been respectful to you all night, and you gotta say something like that. No. Rear naked chokehold is just a struggle snuggle for rowdy people.
That's good.
Thank you, JP. So, but what was it earlier? Ro the hated said, "I got a vehicle that holds 5 people. We should go to All Things Serious and do a drive-by hug." So I'll tell you, when thank you, JP. PG it up, please. So I stepped away to send Eddie's link to my family to follow, and now I see something about chokeholds. Sassy, that's who it is. And I'd rather him be that than I like Maven. We've had conversations on the conversation on the phone. Very good one. Very good conversation. Very smart individual. Very smart. So back to self-esteem, okay? Because we never touched on that, but that played a big role in your life, Kristen.
Self-esteem.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because right now I have very, very low self-esteem.
Same.
Okay, because I'm not happy in my own skin.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
been there for sure. Um,
and I won't do the whole. I actually just changed up my diet. I be I started the carnivore diet with very little carbs. I did take away carbs because you still need carbs to survive.
mhm.
Um,
It's tough. It's really tough to, and keep trying different things because sometimes, like, that doesn't necessarily, like, I tried that kind of diet before, and I just like meat too much, so it didn't go good for me because I ended up gaining weight. But I think like little changes is kind of what's always helped me. Um, kind of stick with something. Like I give myself a cheat day but I've been like 69 pounds, but I've also been like close to 200 pounds. So I've experienced both situations. That was like back in my worst depression, like it was bad. Um, but for me, it's always been a struggle. Um, I know you guys will probably understand this, but that voice inside of your head that won't shut up,
Mm-hmm.
that works overtime, trying
Yep.
to
I
make you
call I
feel like
call
shit.
that I call that you have the good and the evil conscience.
Uh-huh.
You have
Yeah.
the standing tall and then the resting bitch.
Yeah. And I think
So
I posted something on Discord the other day. I was talking to like something simple or something kind of along, you know, dealing with that. And I swear the only thing that has helped me um like kind of take control over that is like when it happens to literally I'm just like stop it right out loud. I don't care who I'm around. At this point, I'm just like stop. And then I immediately will say like that's a lie. I am not that. I'm this. And it sounds so stupid probably to some, but it's like the only thing that has helped me. Like and a lot of times speaking it out loud, not just thinking it, like it has
No,
reprogrammed. Like you're like teaching your brain to work for you instead against you.
exactly.
Like um and it kind of seems weird at first, but then it's just like second nature now. Like I don't um I almost act like I don't have the time of day to even listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just stop. I can't with you right now.
so
And
Michelle, um, I am originally from Florida, but I live in New Hampshire.
that's definitely a flip flopper.
Yes. Okay. I haven't heard that in a long time. Flip flopper.
All right, Eddie, I'm gonna jump
I don't
down.
know.
Um,
Okay.
hit
Flip
me up
flopper is
after this.
wicked awesome.
All right.
So yeah, so we could have a little chat real quick.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me up. It was nice meeting you, Kristen.
Nice to meet you too, Kelly.
I'll be down in chat.
Okay. Anybody else joining?
Oh, Marina says, Kelly, Kristen, you got super long windows.
Oh, do I? I guess so. Maybe. I don't know.
Unless it's the way the camera's set up.
It might be.
Oh, it's the way the
I guess
camera's set up.
they're like skinny and long. I
Yeah, they're
think
not
that's kind
wide
of
windows. Those are not normal windows.
yeah. Like when I stand up, they're probably like they go down to like maybe my shin.
And Michelle, just to let you know, I doxed myself by giving you up my location.
I don't know. I
I actually live in the capital of New Hampshire,
nice.
but I'm everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place. It's weird. When somebody was saying we should have a drive-by hug or something like that, um, it's amazing how like when you start to find yourself in different places on YouTube or uh, I don't know. I hang out a little bit on Pill.net because I'm uh, very into free speech and all that fun stuff. But a group that we've kind of like known, like we've kind of just been talking and talking for 2 3 years now. We finally met in July and it was awesome. We all rented a cabin in Tennessee and we all went. It was it was a cool experience to meet everybody kind of in person
What
and
part of Tennessee?
right outside of Gatlinburg, in Knoxville.
Sevierville.
Yeah, that's exactly where we were.
Yeah, and I'm
Yep,
from Knoxville. I used to live in
that's
Knoxville.
awesome. Okay.
I
Yep,
used
so
to
right
work.
outside.
Yeah,
I took the so something that I would never have done before, talking about overcoming fears, I never ever would have gotten my butt inside a helicopter, but I did when I went there because I wanted to do something that was totally adventurous and not something I would normally do. And you know, when you go on family vacations, you can't really afford to take 5 people on a helicopter ride, you know? So I was like, I'm doing this. I'm totally doing this. And it was the coolest experience ever. I mean, I couldn't even fly in an airplane like 4 or 5 years ago. I would literally cry the entire time. Like, and I'd be grasping the arm rest. Like, it was like, so if you don't, the moral of the story is if you don't think you can overcome some big fears, I promise you, you can. You can, definitely. It, that was, it was so exciting. Like, and I was oohing and awing, and I'm like, wow, I've come a long way. Definitely celebrate your mini victories for sure. And don't let your brain tell you you're something you're not. I
yep.
totally get the self-esteem thing and not feeling. Um, I I could see myself slipping back into like when I had those things, and then I went the opposite way. Like somebody who goes from not eating anything to somebody who will eat and eat and eat. So it's
I've
kind of,
almost
I don't
said
know.
I flew to the Philippines over the ocean.
Oh my
I
gosh.
would never fly anywhere if it involved the ocean.
Oh my gosh. I have been, that is something that I have always thought about too. I and it's a lot different flying from like Raleigh to like New York City, Philadelphia or something that's like you're not up in the air very long. The thing that got me was that really set me from being afraid of it is going from Raleigh to Seattle.
I've
I
never been on a cruise ship. I wouldn't mind going.
Oh, you love it. It's so much fun. Some people don't like being trapped on a boat though. It's kind of the same thing, you know.
I
Um,
don't care.
I'm like, oh, it's an awesome experience. Um, just if I don't know, the only bad part about it was so
Diana, long time no see.
there's something in the streams in the ocean that when you leave Cozumel, if you ever go to Cozumel, when you leave, it is super like choppy when you're leaving, and like I was going like this, keeping trying to keep myself up, walking down to our cabin. It was that was the weirdest thing for sure about the whole trip, but I think it's all been good. So I definitely would do it again. Although if this new strand comes along, I don't think I'm gonna want to do that because I don't feel like being not able to, come back in our country, sit out on a boat. Oh, I don't know. I'm not. Mm, I'm not looking forward to that. Hopefully, we won't have the same problems we did in the past. So, but
Today was a very good live. Got to know one of the people in my community very well.
I'm an
And
open
what
book,
you
so ask me
and,
anything, and
and what you've gone through. We've all gone through things in life. And I've always looked at it. No one do you tend to eat your feelings?
I've done that before too.
Do you tend to
I think
eat
that's
your
true, though. Like,
feelings?
especially when you're depressed and you gain weight. That's no joke. I really think it's true. But I can understand what you were saying about like self-esteem and not feeling comfortable in your own skin, and it makes you just not feel good about yourself, or um, it's not a fun place to be in. And sometimes just like you said, it's you got your ankle thing that you're gonna, like maybe when that heals, you'll be in less pain and be able to do a little bit more. And then I find that like even if I were to change my diet and lose 5 pounds or something, I just feel like I feel better. You know what I mean? You energetically feel better. Um, and then your mood kind of lightens. And then it's like, I can do this. I mean, it might take a while, but I can do this. Um, little things like nothing's gonna change overnight. That's what my husband always tells me. Well, it took you so long. It took how long to put all that on? It's gonna take a while to get it off. Like it took years to put on. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's right. You can't. And it's the same thing with mental health. It's gonna take time. You know, there's no magic button you push and everything's fine and dandy. Can tell my can tell I've been sanding cabinets with no mask on.
See, GoCro 77. This is my sweet cold coffee, ice cold coffee right here.
I'm not a huge cold coffee fan, but um, if it's bad, like I'll drink my cup of coffee that's been sitting there for a while. But I've never been into the iced, like sugary coffee drinks, which is probably a good thing because yeah, I don't even do like I just drink it black. I love it. I love the smell. I love the taste. Like this is perfect.
Diana, where have you been? I haven't seen you around in a while. Where have you been? Is everything okay?
See salty sassy. My first cup, I have to put like 2 ice cubes in because I need to get it down so fast. I need to take that hot edge off. And then the second cup of coffee, then I have it like hot. I'm like, have you ever seen a mug or some that has like lines on it and it'll be like, don't look at me. And then it'll come down the cup and then it's like, you can talk to me now. That's how I feel like in the morning. Don't ask me anything because My
Yeah.
brain does not function until I have one cup of coffee, and then I can start to put things together. But you could talk right to my face, and I'd be like, "What did you just say?"
How's the new
It's that
job
dumb.
going, Diana? So
That's why I don't read the chat because I get all in the zone.
you see, I don't know if I
Oh,
could quit drinking coffee during my carnivore diet. Today, all I had was grilled chicken. Today,
oh wow. Whew. I went on a kick this summer, and for
that's
breakfast when
awesome.
I was at my mom's house, um, because I was over there. You were talking about how getting your changing your dressing, your wound, or whatever is going to probably be a little difficult. That's what I was doing for my mom. I was um, taking care of her amputation wound, and for whatever reason, I ate tomatoes, onions, and cucumbers with balsamic vinegar for breakfast every single day for like a month. That was the weirdest breakfast I've ever, I think, had, but it was so good. And now I'm totally off the kick. That's what happens with me. I overdo on things because of the addictive personality. I think that's really seriously what it is. Oh,
Very nice. So you changed it. You helped take care of your mother.
hmm yes. And she had to, like, she could not walk or anything. And my mom is the kind of person, she's maybe 82, but she can pretty much, like, she literally just quit working in May. And then in June, she was in the hospital. But she worked at a preschool. Actually, I used to teach at that preschool, but I kind of retired because I was getting burned out from kids. I mean, parents don't like to discipline their children anymore. It's very difficult. But she'll run circles around anybody. And to make her sit down and not like use a wheelchair, oh my gosh. She is the most stubborn woman. I never knew my mom had a stubborn streak like I witnessed ever. I'm like, wow, I see you in a whole new light now. But she doesn't like to be waited on, and she doesn't. Oh, it was quite something. But I'm glad I was able to, because I'm not working. I was glad I was able to take care of her. But um, I was her little live-in nurse for a while. It was pretty cool. So um,
My mom's 76.
is she in good health?
Yeah, she's probably the world's biggest stoner.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was my because I know a lot of people use that for pain and stuff. Um, my husband's Nana up in Bangor was really struggling with some knee pain and stuff. And the doctor was like, "Here, you really should try this," and gave her. I think this was right before it became legal or something. I think it's legal up there, right? Yeah. And she gets I don't know, because it wasn't CBD, it was like the actual thing. So
Edibles.
apparently, yeah, but no, this was like it was liquid, but it wasn't CBD.
Oh,
Um,
I know what it was.
so she's
I know what it was.
yeah, she's like at probably like 78 at this point. And they're like, no, to really help with the pain. So my mother-in-law took her to the place to get it. And to get home, and it says, there's like a dropper that's, that big or whatever. You're supposed to take one dropper, right? She takes one dropper, waits 10 minutes. She's like, I don't feel anything.
Oh my God.
And so she put the dropper down, and my mother-in-law said she was just like, and she said it was the funniest thing that she's ever witnessed in her whole life, and she was like so high. And then, of course, she started feeling very sick, and she was like, I'm throwing that away. I can't do that anymore. My mother-in-law's like, you have to follow the directions.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, she said it was very comical. Um, but that lasted. So she took it one time, but she took too much and decided that doesn't work. Or it works too well, and it wasn't good enough for her. So, oh my gosh. Oh, I don't. I don't think it's ever done. I don't know. I don't think that's done anything for me ever. I had one bad experience with it, but I think it has like mixed with something else possibly. Um, and I stood up and I fell backwards on the grass, and I literally just fell right out. It was pretty bad. And I said, well, that'll be the last time I do that. And it was. Now, if I could just do this with the vape, I'd be all set. Maybe, I don't know. You're encouraging me that this could be done. Maybe I better stop. When this one dies, don't buy a new one. Yeah, maybe.
I
It's
will
hard.
tell you this. It'll help you breathe better.
Mm.
Yeah, in the beginning, you're gonna
See,
hate it because you're not getting the nicotine in your body.
see, I find it's just completely different because, like, when I have like bad anxiety, I can't breathe. Like, I feel like I can't breathe, and I know that I can, but I feel like I can't. And so when my nerves are rattled and just I feel like I can't breathe, and I'll take this and I'll use it, and 2 seconds later I'm breathing fine. Isn't that completely opposite
Well,
of
because
what
you
it would
need to
should
breathe.
norm
When you're hitting that, if you don't breathe,
Yeah.
you're coughing your lungs out.
And so then I'm like, okay, I'm better now and I can breathe. But
You know
it
what?
should be the opposite. It should make me not be able to breathe because of
So when your anxiety kicks in, you're having a panic attack.
yeah, pretty much. Like I have to really stop and like
You got to
focus
stop
and
and you focus on one thing,
hmm and that's
breathing,
like
and that's
breathe.
it.
Yep. Or
Don't focus on anything else
yep.
but
And you got to
breathing.
like try to empty your head. And I the thing that I've always used is it was something that I learned in the hospital. Like they do really have some interesting techniques, but um it's called the five senses, like mindful thing or whatever. So you got to stop and like think about what do you smell and go through all this stuff. And then it does work, but
But the thing is, it's difficult
you have to
because,
stop yourself and make yourself do that.
yes, so when you focus on the breathing, you're eliminating everything else in your mind.
Yep.
And then as you calm down, then you focus on the smells around you.
hmm And
So
it's
I've had
or
panic attacks.
counting when you breathe. I don't have as many panic attacks like I used to, but like my daughter has them pretty bad. Um, my middle daughter, but um, so I always tell her I'm like breathe in and count and like do that for 3 minutes and you only count your breaths. Don't think about anything else but counting. And she's like, it does work. I'm like, yes, you're distracting your mind basically.
They're talking about different coffee cups in chat.
Oh, nice. Uh,
Salt and Sassy's got one that doesn't say anything until you get to the bottom of it. It's got a middle finger flipping you off with a little "fu."
my oldest, she's the coffee. She loves coffee too. She's 26, but she came over. She got 3 new fall uh coffee cups, and one of them is a cauldron. It says magic potion on the side of it. It's cute. I love it. Um, I haven't. I don't think we have any funny coffee mugs at our house at all. I just found that one that I love, and I
I
really
had
want to
an
get that.
ex get me a coffee mug, and when we broke up, I broke it.
Oh,
Yeah, I took my Louisville Slugger and went outside and hit it with a baseball bat.
yeah, but you felt good, didn't it?
Yes,
Somebody says oh yeah. I was
and then
saying
like
earlier, I definitely had problems with anger. You know
three or
what my
4 months,
therapist told me to do?
and then 3 or 4 months later, she comes over to my house, right? And she's like, "Where's that coffee mug I got you?" I said, "Oh, my Louisville Slugger loved it."
Hmm.
What? I'm like, "Yeah. I took it outside and let my Louisville Slugger
Kiss it.
have fun with it." Why? Well, you know what? You should have kept your legs closed when we had our problem. She cheated on me, so
Yeah, that's not an easy one.
unfaithfulness. That's my thing is
Hmm.
being unfaithful.
Yeah,
Loyalty. That's the
as
reason
a,
why
everything, right?
I've been to myself for almost 5 years and have decided that it's by choice. It's not like you know, I have my options, but it's by choice.
Hmm.
I need to be happy with myself before anybody else.
That's so true. That is such a true statement. You have to love yourself, and in doing so, when you do start loving yourself, inside, you truly feel like others can love you too. And I think that was that played a part in my self-esteem too. Like, or um, like I mean, because I've messed up pretty good shape, and um, I've done some very shitty things, and it's the same thing with loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and sometimes until you can truly forgive yourself, you don't believe that anybody else can forgive you either. It's those are two things that I've learned since 2019, that's for sure. It opens up the realization that other people will view you the same way you view yourself. Yeah.
See, I look at myself as I love myself to a certain extent,
Hmm.
but if you can't love yourself to 100%, it's going to be hard for you to love anybody.
Hmm. Or that it's true, and the same thing. Like it's gonna be, you're not gonna feel worthy of that. You're worthy of somebody loving you either. Yeah, cheaters is hard. Cheaters is it's hard on both sides. I'll say that. Um, Guilt is a very, very severe thing.
So,
Yeah. So that's a story for another day. I'm
but
not.
now, so there will always be plenty of time for other discussions.
Sure.
So what we like to do is we like to end things on a positive note. We like to wind down from talking about mental health. So I start reading chat, and we
Nice.
try to get humor towards the end of the live. So, and see if we can get anybody else up here. So I'm going to post a link in.
Okay. GoCro is my type of gal. She
Who is?
GoCro. I am a oh my gosh. Look, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm crocheting this. I'm sanding my cabinets, repainting them, and I am making a jute cord rug and stitching it together by hand. And my thumbs right now are so sore from pushing the tapestry needle through the jute cord. Yeah, it's I have a hard time. I've got another project over here that I don't even I worked and worked and worked on it, and it's still not done, and I need to finish it, but I get bored with, like, if it's just going forever, I get bored and I have to, like, revert and do something else. So that, or I'll do a small project that I know I can get done. I'm embroidering something now too for a wedding gift. So yeah,
So
I love
here's Ro, and here's
Ro.
Marina.
Hello. I remember Ro from the other night.
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Hello.
hard to forget an ugly
And
mug
Marina's
like
been on
this.
with Brittany too. See, a lot of you guys, I know.
It's hard.
Oh,
Hard to forget an ugly mug like this. I know.
Oh, stop. Row the hatred. Oh, the hated?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need
Well, it's just something that stuck a while back because I don't sugarcoat anything.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Sugar equals carbs, and carbs are bad for you. So
Yeah.
there you go. Don't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, I think it's best to say it how it is. My daughter's got it down pat. She's 15 and she's in her angsty phase, but she seriously, if you want the true opinion, like, hey, do you like this shirt on me? She'll tell you straight up. That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
GoPro is
Or,
like,
oh, your
he's not
hair looks
hated.
really
He's
good
just
today.
a butt sometimes.
If she says something looks good, you know darn right it looks good, because she will not lie. She will not lie at all. It's too
Yeah,
like a fault almost.
I thought it might be a little dangerous to pop up with the ex-wife in chat, but she's not wrong. I'm one of those things. Like, I'm great in small doses. It's like cocaine. It's fun if you take a little bit. Take too much, your heart explodes. Same thing. Small doses.
You cry coming down. You can't control your emotions.
I've never cared for any of that stuff because I don't trust myself without something to stop me from doing stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop back down and then pop back up real quick. I'm just gonna switch my device. I'm not gonna use my phone. I'll be back.
So
Okay.
we're playing whack-a-mole, Marina. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. A lot of you guys, I feel like I kind of know. I know a lot of the names and a lot of seeing people up on Brit's panels and stuff, but I'm never in chat at night, so I'm always like doing the replay thing. So I feel like I kind of know you guys a little bit more maybe than you guys know me. But I've been around for a while.
She has
Well-
been. She's been around.
Yeah.
One of
I've
the things I
been-
love about Eddie and his platform is that, yes, we talk about serious stuff, but then we can go off topic and we're just talking with flow of consciousness, not some scripted thing where you're trying to like convince somebody of your point of view.
Right.
We're just sharing ideas, flow of consciousness. That's how you get to know people. And it's so hard to get to know somebody digitally, right? Because like
Yeah.
with JP's problem earlier, people were taking him out of context because you can't have inflections. And I mean, yeah, there's a few emoticons and stuff like that. There's no body language. There's no inflections. There's no tone of voice. So whatever you say, if someone is relatively insecure, they're going to take that as like you being hateful when you're just being sarcastic or friendly or whatever. Like me, if I don't give you crap, I don't like you. Right. So, but when people don't know that and it's in text and they don't hear my sarcastic voice or asshole voice, depending on who you talk to, then they think it's hateful, which is why I got the little add on there, the hated, so,
Yeah. I can be pretty sarcastic too, so I usually like I'll second guess like are they being because it kind of feels like they're being sarcastic, but like you said, you can't really tell in text, and sometimes they're being dead serious. But yeah,
right. Which is why I generally do not like text as a form of communication.
I
If you're
don't
sending me
either.
if you're sending me your address, yeah, send it to me. I can, Google map that crap or whatever. But like, if you send me a text saying, "Hey, how do I change the alternator in your car?" I start screaming at my phone. You're making me put my binoculars on so I can read this little screen, and I got to write a book with my Neanderthal thumb and hitting 9 letters at a time. Like that's not a thing I want to do. So like when people text me complex questions like that, I just text them back. Do you hate me? Like, just call me.
I don't know. I think women are much more into the texting thing.
Binoculars.
as general. I could write a book. And I know it annoys my husband so bad because
Well-
I won't even keep it. The people that will just do like line by line text and it's
Right.
like ba-bing, ba-bing, ba-bing.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I know.
I'll be like,
Well, because
and I gotta tell you this.
and back in my day, in the mid '90s, cell phones like charged you per text. So
They didn't even have text.
yeah, they
Did
did.
they in '94?
I don't know, 94. I mean,
I had a cell phone, but I could only call on it, and it was so expensive. Like,
did
my
you have
dad
the
was like,
man purse one or?
No,
Or
I
the
had like
little flip.
It wasn't a flip one. It was like about like this big.
Oh, that big one with
And
the
then it was,
antenna
like,
that
a
you.
big, but it
Yeah,
wasn't like it
It had a
was thinner.
security device built into it because if somebody tried to mess with it, you could just hit them with it. Yeah.
It wasn't like the Saved by the Bell one. It was like
Right.
thinner, and it had a pull-up antenna. It was a Sprint phone, I think, or something. And my dad gave it to me, and he was like, "Only use it for emergencies." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh yeah, one time I couldn't make it down from the town I lived in back down home, and I usually visit my mom. Back then I used to visit my mom about every weekend, and so I would call her because I knew I couldn't make it down. Well, I had been making so many calls that I had a $400 cell phone bill,
Oh my-
and I was just like, "Whoops, better not do that anymore." I mean, because you could talk for hours with your mom, but that was kind of a thing where like now it's still in my mind when somebody sends me one line at a time And like you said, they're writing a fucking magazine, if not a book. And it's like pling, pling, pling. And I'm like, I'm not answering any of that. By the way, my ex-wife is in the chat, and she knows she'll do that. She'll send me like her ideas or check this thing out. She doesn't expect an answer. Maybe not even that day. You know, so
Oh, yeah.
because she knows, I mean, she knows that like I don't do the texting thing. And if it's important, she'll call me. Hey, there's Viper.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
How's
Howdy,
everybody
howdy.
doing? So you got some friends in. Dan is here, and then my buddy Late Night Mike, Mr. P. I jump into his chat once in a while, come up on his panel once in a while. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How's everyone else doing? You said you wanted some humor, right?
We're trying to. Well, yeah, because
Viper
you know
now.
we like to we like to end the live.
I don't know.
I got a picture of the eclipse right behind me.
Did anybody see it though? Because it was raining all day here yesterday.
Oh,
It was
I actually didn't think I was going to be able to, and I went shopping, and
Hold
the ring of fire happened while we were shopping, and I saw everyone out in the Walmart parking lot taking pictures up in the sky. And I'm like, oh my god, the clouds part a little bit, you can see it. So I tried to get my son to go see it because he wanted to see it really bad, and we just looked at it for a little bit and stuff. But it was pretty cool.
Oh man, I actually went to Walmart too today. My boyfriend texted me when I'm at work. He goes, "You want to spend money?" I'm like, "Hell yes!" So we went, yeah, because we went and bought clothes for our little one. We call him Little Man.
Oops.
But I bought clothes, he bought clothes, and then we bought a moon, like a literal moon.
It's the best picture of the eclipse you will ever see in your life. Right
yeah.
here.
I saw the one that was like in 2017, but it was like 90% in Raleigh, so it wasn't like the perfect thing. But I had the glasses, and I laid on the deck to watch it, and I was trying to get my kids to do it too because I bought like a pack of 4 glasses for all of us, and they were like, "Whatever." And I'm like, "This is a cool thing." They were like,
Remember what I told you,
That's so
Viper,
silly.
about that eclipse back then? The girls outside my apartment building. So there's
Yeah.
that eclipse that you're talking about in 17 or whatever it was. That I was living in an apartment, and I came home and I'm unloading my groceries while it was all going on, and these 2 girls on the outside of that apartment building were sitting there watching it and talking and whatnot. And at one point, I hear one of them say, "Oh my God, you know what we should have done? We should have got the bathroom scale out to see how much gravity the moon is blocking from the sun."
Oh yeah.
And that's just where I went, I don't identify as Homo sapien anymore. I'm a Neanderthal. Screw you people. You know, like I didn't say anything, obviously, but oh my God, that just made me lose so much faith. I'm like, what are they putting in the food that is dumbing everybody down, you know? And then I see him swigging Diet Mountain Dew and stuff, and I'm like, that's it.
We're actually planning on getting the lenses and the filters for the telescope for the next one. It'd be pretty cool.
I think I'm going to Buffalo for that one because I want to see like the actual thing. And it's going to like pass right over Buffalo. So I'll go to my sister's house in Syracuse, and then I will
Sugar.
drive west. Because
Yeah,
I think that would be really cool to experience.
The funny thing about those is, I mean, my favorite part about them whenever I've seen them is that it looks like daytime, but in grayscale a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and then like you're thinking, sitting there going, am I having another stroke? What the fuck is going on? And then all the street lights come on, and like you're going, why are the street lights on? I can see if you have a car with automatic headlights, they'll turn on. I mean, it's hilarious, but you don't actually notice so much that it's a low level of light. It's a level of light you don't see very often. So it is fun to watch, but after a while you get tired of them.
Interesting. Because I thought, well, you know, I was thinking it would be a little darker, but I do remember thinking the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool because it's not something you see every day. So I
It
don't
did
know.
really cool stuff here. Like it was shining through the leaves and stuff on some of these trees, and it was
That's
making
cool.
these weird glowing white glowing shadows. It was pretty cool. Everyone was taking pictures of it here in my
Oh,
town
nice.
and around here, and posting it on Facebook all over the place. But it was really cool.
My son would have loved that. He loves the moon. He saw the moon, bye moon, bye moon.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
that does remind me, Eddie. Did you have some good time off?
Yes, I did actually.
Sorry, Marina.
No, you're fine.
Much needed. Much needed. Going through the nicotine withdrawals was pretty brutal. Plus, at the same time, with my going through the withdrawals, it actually weakened my immune system.
Yeah, almost. You were almost a hobbit at that point, weren't you?
Yes. So no longer vaping, no longer smoking, nothing.
Good for
Nicotine
you.
free.
That's incredible. I want to be
Let's
you
go.
when I grow up. I want to be like
So,
you.
so, so the guy that just came up, his name is Late Night Mike, Mr. P. He actually has
What's up,
his own
guys?
platform.
Hey, Mr. P.
what's up. He has
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
some funny things they talk on there. It's pretty funny. I like it.
Yeah, it gets a little wild. We have good combos and crazy things that
Yeah,
happen.
your train tracks go every direction, and sometimes they tee. I mean, it's just train of thought. You're like, wait a minute, where were we? 30 seconds ago, we were talking about this. What the hell
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, talking
It's
about
rain all the time, but I see
and
late
then
night
abortion,
in there.
and then why somebody raped somebody. It's like, oh my god, dude. It's like, what the fuck?
But it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's still a panel up there, and they're fighting over doxing
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
or
No,
something.
no,
It was
no.
hilarious.
Yeah, but I've heard
Yeah.
stuff
I'm
like
sleeping.
fighting over which Star Wars movie is best or something. Like sometimes it's just like not even a serious issue whatsoever, and they're screaming at each other, and I'm like, yeah, these guys are chaotic enough. I could hang out with them.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
definitely
your setup
interesting.
though. Like you have that fight music or the intro music, and then one guy while I was watching the one panel, and one guy's like, "I'm not going to talk because I didn't get my intro music." So you kicked him out of
Yeah.
the panel. To bring him back. It was so
People don't want to come up
Like-
unless they get their intro music now.
Like it's WWE or something. you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I
So-
appreciate you guys
so-
coming by, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Well, when you show me love, I got to show you love. By
Of course, man. No obligation, but we're just all helping each other out.
Yeah, so everybody that sees, that's the name of his channel, Late Night Mike, Mr. P.
Yeah.
That's the name of
Yeah.
his channel.
You have a nice
What
voice.
are you guys talking about today? What were you going over
Well,
some mental health or?
Yeah, we were talking about survival. So my guest, Kristen, 76, was a survivor of it. Yes,
Survivor of a few things. So,
yes.
Really
yeah.
So she was sharing her story.
awesome.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and
so-
and Eddie was quitting nicotine, so I lit one up for him.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good way to help somebody.
I saw him vaping like last week, and if I had known that, I probably would have. I learned later on after I started hitting my vape, and I felt bad, but it'll be okay. I'm sure it's fine. But
Yeah, it was
It-
just
it-
rubbing
vaping
it in
too.
your face.
He blows it into the camera, and I'm like, even though it's not bothering me.
Right, yeah. I still think it's almost like rude when somebody blows into the camera. It's like almost like they're blowing it in your face, right? I know it's
But see, I'm an ex-smoker.
It's
too.
not, but,
I'm
you
on
know.
ex-vapor though. But
Yeah.
it's like you just get that feeling. It's like nowadays I watch a movie and they're smoking cigarettes like crazy. I'm like, oh my god, I want one so bad now.
Hey, Vibrant, is it possible that your setup
Hey,
is so
thanks,
good
Salty.
that you're a little bit too immersed? Like there's
What do you
so
mean?
much immersion to your rig that like when you see somebody smoking, you're like, I can smell it. I want to puff.
Actually, it's my TV. Was
Okay.
where I watch shows on. It's normally I'm watching shows on my TV. I mean, sometimes I play a game on my other screen. I'll have a movie playing, but normally it's on my TV. But it
He's
could
got
be
his
that.
Is it your 8K TV or your 8K TV? The graphics is so intense that the smoke is coming out of the TV.
Yeah, you're trying to grab the cigarette from that person.
You got the VR glasses on with the simulated 100-foot screen, and like it's got a little diode in there that produces smells. You see something cooking, you're like, oh, I'm hungry. You hear the smoke, and you're like, I gotta get a pack of cigarettes. It's gonna come to that one day. Just
Well,
saying.
that's how it is, though. Like when I watch a show and somebody's
Smell
smoking,
vision.
I smell it.
Yeah, smell-o-vision.
Hey, so I have a 65-inch
Man,
flat
I'm
screen
sure we could
TV,
do
right?
smell-o-vision. We just haven't actually taken it seriously.
Yeah,
Right?
I got a
Out there.
65-inch flat screen TV.
You're there.
Okay,
You're in it.
and I
It's a big
have
TV.
I have to wear glasses to watch my TV.
How far away from it are you?
Like 5 feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
Wait,
can't say
like,
too much. My
to
my
see
main
or for
monitor is
3D?
No, to see
Sorry,
my
there's a delay.
TV.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dead
No,
right.
I
Sorry, didn't
can't.
interrupt.
I can't say too much. I'm like 3 feet from my 55-inch main monitor, and then I've got like flanked by 3 other 32. So I know about having that digital brightness right in your face all the time. Sometimes, yeah, you're right. It's a giant screen. You're not that far from it. You still can't see it. I actually can see it better if I sit back farther.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It
I
gets.
don't know. It can't be as bad as taking your children to the 4DX experience to watch Doctor Strange 2 and thinking that you picked the seats in the back row, but instead when you get there you realize you were a complete idiot and bought the first row, and you're like this.
Yeah, you got to get one of those things
Yeah.
you wear on the plane that massage your
Oh my
neck.
God, it was so bad.
Yeah,
It
that
was
whole like thing in the front,
it was
that's
like
the
the
screen.
Yeah.
You know,
It gets to a little bit ridiculousness when you're watching a screen so big, you got to turn your head to see different parts of it.
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
It was
that's-
so bad. My neck was like this. We had the glasses on, and we had the like all the moving seats. It's a really cool experience, but it was so close. Like my neck was hurting at the end of it. It was so bad. I felt so
Yeah.
awful.
Have you guys ever experienced an Omni theater?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
Dude, I
sounds
haven't seen
familiar.
many since, but I used to go to one in when I lived in Boston, the Science Theater or the Science Museum in Boston, and they had one that literally was like a circle around you, and all the seats were like in this kind of dome format. And I'm telling you, like a plane would fly over you, and you could literally look over your right shoulder as it flew over you and still see it. I mean, it was just like roller coasters felt like you felt your stomach drop on a roller coaster. You know, I mean, it was just. I've never experienced a theater like that since.
If you've seen the Friends show, I think that's where Rachel and like Ross lost their virginity to each other.
Oh,
You
Interesting.
guys know what I'm talking. No, it wasn't their actual virginity, but they.
no,
they had
yeah,
they-
Yeah.
relations.
their character virginity, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. I think on Rachel, that ship sailed years ago and it crashed and destroyed itself on the rocks. But
Damn.
no,
They have those theaters
went-
though at like amusement parks.
Yeah, I went to
Well,
one
I
in
was-
Legoland with my son, which is really cool.
Where?
Like, there's like a Legoland area thing for Legos,
Oh, cool.
and it was a Lego show. Yeah, and like every time they would go through soap suds and stuff, you got soap suds coming out all over you. It was so cool, and then like the wind, you can feel the wind and mist when they go through like
Oh.
water.
I
You feel
love
this
stuff
mist
like
on you.
that.
It was really cool.
That's
Oh,
how
those are
that's
crazy.
how the
Really cool.
4D thing is. It's really cool.
Yeah.
yeah, it's heavy immersion. They've been working on it. Actually, the F-22 Raptor, the pilot can sit in his cockpit, and he gets a virtual screen inside of his helmet. He can look down and look through the hull of the plane by its optics. So, like when he's flying it,
Oh, cool.
the plane isn't there except for the touch.
Isn't
screen.
that incredible? Oh
Yeah,
my god.
it's a terrifying machine actually. But no, that immersion, the technology's there. It's just not like certain things aren't accepted by the public that well. So like the curved screen was a kind of a craze for a while. that actually does work really well if you're doing like a 3-screen split screen on a game or something. And it does work well if you're kind of in that pocket, right? So, but people just didn't like the way they fit on their wall or the way they fit on their desk. So they didn't get as popular as they really should have, because some of those curved screens can do some amazing 3D work, you know? It's all just tricking your brain.
Well, just to be clear too, I was talking about the Omni Theater ones, like the ones that are circular, but I actually hated the curved screens because I felt like the viewing angles were awful on them. Like they just didn't work.
They only worked really well if you were in 3D.
Yeah.
Like that was their thing, you know? Everything else, it was trying to simulate 3D, so it wasn't quite right. So they launched the technology before it was finished. That's why it kind of failed.
If anything, they should have it more curved out. So instead of it like have it being convexed, it should be whatever the opposite of convexed is.
Oh, concave.
Concaved, yeah. Well, wait, is it concave?
Concave is what they are. Convex.
Right. Convex.
That's like a security.
Exactly.
That's like a security mirror when you're going around the corner in a hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought about that too. Like it would be able to get a little bit better on your depth perception, but something about the way the pixels work and how it tricks your brain to think it's more of an in-depth view. You have to be sitting pretty close to those. You can't sit like 4 feet away.
Yeah, well,
It's
it also depends on the size of the screen. When I was going to these conventions for things, electronics that were about to be released, and sometimes they don't get released. There was the whole problem with curved screens when they were like Sony and Samsung. They were having issues with the bigger screens. Is where they have issues where it doesn't work like they want it to. And the way they explain it is take your finger and roll it on your eyeball. That's the whole idea of it, is what they say. Like they want it to like seem like the TV's wrapped around your eyeball. Weird way of saying it, but that's what they say. And the Sony TV, like Sony did, like all these different companies come out with cool stuff. I don't know if anybody knows that much about the technology of TVs and stuff, but Sony did this one where the screen vibrates, and that's what the sound is. There's no speakers. It's the vibration of the screen which causes actual sound to come out, and it makes the surround sound thing. It bounces in the room and stuff. It's really cool.
Oh wow.
So that was the thing about the Omni Theater, is they had like the speakers were behind the theater, and they would actually start by showing you how it worked, and then they would put like the lights on behind the screen, so all of a sudden the screen would disappear and you would see all the speakers that were surrounding you, and it was just like an incredible experience. Then they'd turn the lights on or back, you know, so it would project on the screen. But dude, it was incredible how it worked, and like I said, dude, you felt like when you were flying or you were watching, you felt like the movement, like you felt your stomach drop and everything. And I've never experienced anything like that since. I mean, I've yet to see a theater that does that.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually got to mess with, before it even was released online, I got to mess with the I think it was a 60-inch TV, 60 and 70-inch TVs that LG did that you can roll up. They're flat. They bend, you roll them up.
Oh, cool.
There was like a magnet. You just basically put these flat magnets on the wall, and then bam, hang up the TV easy. Like, it's really cool. I mean, they have all this different technology that they're releasing. I know they just released a phone that is like a bendable phone screen.
Yeah.
I guess. But
Well,
they
They make one that looks like a smartphone, but it can fold up like an old flip
Yeah,
phone.
like
Yeah.
that's gonna be a good
The
idea.
Have you
screen
seen the
is
Z Fold?
foldable.
The thing is crazy. It's like a book, dude. You have a phone, it has a screen in the front, and then you open it, and then it has a screen in the inside, and then it turns into like a tablet. Dude, it's like a $1,800 phone, but holy shit, is it cool, dude. It's like
It's
fucking
cool, but
awesome.
You know,
Big
that
brick in your
screen is
pocket,
gonna-
though.
That's never gonna make it like very long. It's
Well,
still
they
gonna be
actually are
broken.
getting better at the foldable stuff. Like they have these like hinges that keep it, because the old ones, you're right, would like they would screw up right in the middle, and then
Yeah.
you'd get these like lines and these wear patterns that would happen in the screen. But supposedly they're getting like really good at folding it, because you know, as he was just saying, you get foldable or rollable screens. So the technology is getting better and better. But
Well, that's
I'm
the
sure it's still
problem.
not
These
perfect.
companies, they're doing the R&D, and to pay for it, they release the technology early, and then people are like, it's crap. And then they're kind of hurting themselves. They need to like perfect it before they release it. It's like a game that it's been in, alpha forever, and people are sick of it because of all the bugs. by the time
Yeah.
it releases, nobody really wants to play it anymore. So I mean, similar
Yeah.
thing. But the technology they have is so expensive at the beginning that only a
Right.
select few people get it, and then when it does finally come out, you've kind of like shamed those people. Oh, if you got that, you're a rich dickhead. You know, I mean, that kind of thing. So,
When the
Wealth
iPhone
shaming.
first came out.
Yeah, but
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean-
the technology is
Sorry.
just it gets better. It's like trial and error. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, the technology is already there for like the military and government, and we get old technology, like the
Right.
TVs, for example, 4K, 8K, and all
Decade
that
later.
stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
with the billions they spend on the military, I'd hope so.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. How long ago was it when we last? What was the first time? The first time I can remember, and I don't know if anybody else can, but I was a little kid. I'm 39 years old. I was a little kid when I got the first 3D goggles. It was a Nintendo. It was a Nintendo system that was on this little stand, and it's like an eye toy type thing, and it didn't last that long because it was causing issues with eyes. But it was like the first technology we had
Kids were
for
having
3D.
seizures.
Yeah, it's the first thing for 3D and stuff, and now it's like the technology's gotten better and better as they go. They still don't have that many good games out there for all the technology for 3D and virtual reality stuff, but it's slowly getting better, you know. And it's gonna
Yeah.
get like by the time my son's my age, it's gonna have technology's gonna be out of the you know it's gonna be way out there.
Yeah, but they
Now,
have to
one of
release
the
these
things
things so people like actually can use it and figure out the issues. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
it's like one of those things where
Right.
they don't know the problems that they have until they put it in a consumer's hand, and then they can complain and tell them everything that's wrong and then improve it. You know,
right, it's like an open
it
beta
sucks.
test.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, one of the interesting things you'd mentioned before about the military and their stuff, like everybody's all super freaked out about how badass Starlink is and how it works. Well, it's almost identical to the technology we've been using to fly drones since I don't know what mid '90s, or 98, something like that. There's literally a trailer in Whiteman Air Force Base here in Missouri that guys are in there, and it shoots a laser up to the satellite, bounces it across the world.
What in God's creation?
Oh, that's Marina.
That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. No, it's not. Don't
What the fuck?
Oh
The
no,
hell
the
is that?
government's spying on us with kid videos. Be
I
careful.
thought it was Marina's kid playing Jack in the Box or something in the background.
No, he's asleep.
Oh,
I thought-
remember what I taught you what was it, yesterday? About how you could talk normally.
Yes, I
And it-
am talking normally.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, you seem like that was like I introduced you to running water or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was so cool. It's so
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, because he can sleep now and I can talk.
right, because a lot of people think they have to yell at their phone or their microphone or their headset when, as long as the room is quiet, it can hear you whisper. It can hear better than you can. And like
Yes.
a lot of people don't understand that.
What are you talking
Right.
about? I'm so confused right now.
I didn't understand it.
Well, a lot of people that are new to radio equipment at all, or just like using their phone for they think they have to, or talking on the phone. They think they have to yell at the phone because it can't hear them or something.
Gotcha.
Because they have a noisy room or something. But that thing can actually hear better than humans most of the time. So you can whisper and well, if you have your gain down, obviously, but but a lot of times you can whisper and it can still hear you.
Mm.
Whereas you can't hear yourself talking, but it can hear you. So I mean that people don't hear themselves like if they got earbuds in, and they tend to raise their voice and start getting it louder and project more, and then you're blowing out your microphone. It's something a lot of people don't realize. I mean, they're not being dicks when they do it. They just didn't know. They didn't know what they didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's important to listen
the
to
mic.
yourself on YouTube and turn the headphone levels up on your mic if you have that ability, so you can really get a good idea of how you sound.
I have the best headphones ever,
Mhm.
so I had to have that ability. I love my
Mm.
headphones. They're
Nice.
the Astro 50 gaming ones. I love them.
Sweet.
I
What
love
was
them.
it? Your boyfriend got a better one, so he gave it you his
No,
old
he
one or
got
something
the
like
same
that.
He got the same exact one.
Oh,
but he got the one-
because you kept borrowing it. That's right. And he's like, "Damn it!" And he just got you your other one.
Yeah, he gave me the broken one. So because
Why? Here's a joke. Why do people yell at blind people?
Because they can't see their mouth running. I don't know.
I don't know.
They're stupid.
It's in chat.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
will
reading.
post-
I'm reading Maven's comment. Like, what the fuck?
Because they're stupid, the blind people. I mean,
Like, where did that come from?
I don't know. Remember when top loading VCRs were $600?
Oh,
Oh
God.
yeah. You're talking about blind people. I remember when I was in junior high, I asked my mother, "Why do you think there's Braille on drive-up ATMs?" And it just blew her mind. She's like, "Blind people don't drive. Why is there Braille on the ATMs?" You know, it took
That
like
is true.
20 years.
Okay. So you know, okay, when you're at a crosswalk and you know it starts beeping when you can walk. So it's for the blind people, right?
Yes.
So they know when they can walk. So my friend, he was in a different country, and or no, he had a friend coming from a different country, and asked like, he explained it. And he's like, "Why would you let blind people drive?" I was like, he thought that he was like confused. He thought we let blind people drive, and that was for the drivers that are blind. Like, no.
For the crosswalks there, genius.
Even
I
so,
know,
it's pretty
I
dangerous that they're crossing the
understand.
street too. I mean,
I mean,
Jesus.
yeah, but they have their little sticks and stuff.
Unless
you
you
have
live
to.
in New York. They have their little sticks. God.
No, they
What
do.
the-
They do.
what the fuck?
No. I know somebody who was blind. Like my best friend's father was. He has a stick that gets around the metro very well. It's very impressive. I don't know if he's deceased anymore, but
Yeah, it's all about the vibration. We actually have blind school
Yeah.
here where they train the dogs and train
Mhm.
with sticks.
Yeah.
But it's still dangerous.
Do
Yeah, well-
vegetarians eat animal crackers?
I'm
Probably
not a
not.
vegetarian. Yeah,
All right,
why
I
not?
bet you-
I'm gonna
I
help
bet
out,
you-
Okay?
I
Have a
bet
good
you
day,
there are
Justin.
vegans that won't eat them.
I love that one. That's funny.
That's a very introspective question.
Which, by the way, Eddie, you were talking about the carnivore diet. My dietitian I had to go see after my medical shit told me like they got it wrong when we were kids. The food pyramid is absolutely almost upside down. An average male like me, say anybody over 6 foot, can live on nothing but fat and meat or fat and protein for like 29 days out of the month. And just like eat one day of like veggies. And the way the vegetables are now, they pick them so early. There's tons of oxalates. You don't even get the vitamins and minerals out of them like you should. So, I mean, that's why our food, we have to eat so much to get the right nutrients. And then we end up like gaining extra weight when all we really needed was a carnivore diet. Now, I can't speak to you little hobbits, you know, like Marina and all those people. I don't know what they need. You're still a hobbit, kid. You know, so I can't speak to what you guys need, but unless you're like running every other day and hitting the gym all the time, you virtually don't need more than like 75 carbs a day. I think it is. I don't know. GoPro could probably tell me. I don't follow it all the time. I take like cheat weeks, but it is very important though that to realize we eat too many carbs.
I eat
And-
Funyuns a lot. I actually had some today, and me and like I said, we went to Walmart, and I drove my son home because I met them there since I was coming from work, and he was laughing because when he got out of the car and like I was getting out of the car, me and Wyatt are both chewing on something, and we were both eating Funyuns.
Now, is that, I forget, is Funyuns one of the ones that say on the back of it in fine print, this is not a food stuff? Because there's literally like
I can go find the
no
bag
good
below.
nutrients in it.
There's
There's no onions. There's like onion powder maybe, but like there's no actual nutritional value that is positive to those things.
They're salt.
Yeah, well, people have a lot of salt in their diet. I mean, I eat too much of salt, but a lot of people are supposed to take it down. But I tell you, the carnivore diet, Eddie, I have had better numbers than when I first came out of boot as far as on those medical numbers.
Yep.
Like my cholesterol, like all those numbers the doctor reads off. And they asked me, like, what have you been doing? And I'm like, eating meat. Like, what do you mean? I stopped eating everything else, cut out soda, cut out everything with high fructose corn syrup, all that stuff. And boom, I'm better numbers. Now, I'm still kind of chubby, but I have better numbers than I ever did. Oh, Twinkies. You're right. Twinkies. It had printed right on it, not a food stuff. Because, like, you could starve to death if you ate nothing but Twinkies.
That's wrong. You need Twinkies in your diet. You need to eat at least 3 Twinkies a day in order to have a healthy diet.
Maybe a mentally healthy if you're somebody that's addicted to, fake sugar, but no, high
Fun fact, I think a
fructose corn
Twinkie will
syrup.
survive 50 years in its wrapper. It's pretty
Yeah, because
crazy.
it's not a food.
Sign of a good food, yeah.
Sign of a good food. No,
It's the beat. Mike's hilarious.
well, no. If the devil exists, if he came down here and it was real and he cut off his fucking arm, I'm pretty sure he would bleed high fructose corn syrup. That's how evil it is.
No, absolutely.
That is bad stuff. I was drinking like 6 liters of Dr. Pepper a day for a decade. And like my brain
And your
exploded.
body can't deal with it. It just stores it on you. I mean, and then you got your pancreas trying hard to keep your blood sugar down, and you're just putting yourself into, like you should be almost to the point where you have like low blood sugar, not like constantly high blood sugar. And then like, with if you need to lose weight, a lot, you still have like some level of fat on you. You just gotta, add the workout to it, and then you probably balance out. Especially if you're eating all meat like that. It's actually really good for you.
The reason I'm still fat is because I take cheat weeks. I don't do cheat days. I'm just like, fuck it, all you fucking Hardee's, that kind of stuff. But also, I can't run anymore. I can barely walk. I look like an extra on The Walking Dead.
Screw cardio.
All that kind of stuff. So physically, I can't do the exercises that much.
You should be a zombie for Halloween then.
Well, I was one year. I was called Drogo, another one. But anyway, no, I mean seriously, it's a thing people don't realize. High fructose corn syrup is in everything.
It is.
This is a sweetener and a preservative. So they're like, oh, 2 in 1 point. Oh, but wait, boss, it's addictive. Let's go ahead and put it in our food and they'll buy our brand, So.
I feel like everything has corn in it too. And like that's what they use for cows, like to make them fat and stuff.
Well, you got to think that's what high fructose corn syrup is.
You got corn in everything. Like that's literally why.
Well, there's corn in everything. I blame Nebraska for existing.
It's really actually sad what they do to cows because they feed them so much. They're not supposed to have. They're supposed to eat grass.
They can barely even digest it.
Yeah,
right.
It's really freaking sad. But they do that on purpose because you want a fat cow. Like that's what sells, I guess.
That's why we go out to the Mennonite place and buy their. 1 week you might drive by and see the cow you're going to buy next week in the meat section, and they don't feed them a ton of that stuff. They just let them roam and eat whatever things are there. So they're it's way better for you.
Grass-fed beef is amazing. It's so much like it's like usually it cuts really nicely. It's not chewy. I mean, grass-fed beef is just like unbelievable compared to like the way that they're raising some of the cows today.
Well, and the high what I call omega-3 fatty acids in grass-fed beef or wild whatever you want to call it, fed beef, like their natural diet, are almost as good as some of the really good seafoods. So omega-3 fatty acids are what make your brain work, really well. I mean, all fat helps run your brain, but
I take my vitamins, my multivitamin every morning I wake up.
Yeah, that is an awesome way to make expensive pee. Just saying. But there is a trick. My super dietitian that I got referred to, because I had like an A13 of like 13 or 12 and I had whatever it was. And they're like, you're going to die, dumbass. I'm like, all right. So I went to her and she said, if you take a vitamin, eat a piece of meat with it. Eat something protein laden with it. And it helps your body kick into the right process to absorb the vitamins. If you just take it, you pee most of it out.
It's just like well, not just like, but see, my stomach starts to hurt if I take it. vitamins without eating. So like I think of it like an antibiotic almost. Like usually it's
I
like with
don't have any
Yeah.
advice for hobbits. I'm sorry.
I think it matters. I think everyone's different, honestly. Because vitamins were making me sick for a long time. I had to stop
Yeah,
taking
mhm.
certain vitamins.
Yeah, look, iron can make people sick. I know I used to have to take it and I fucking hate it. I can taste ugh, gross.
And
Yeah,
I'm
but they
sitting there, thinking to
Sorry.
myself, taking vitamins. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be healthier and all this stuff. Yeah, no.
Well, they
It was a
started
dream.
all this crap of like trying to get more render out of their or more stuff out of the food thing and adding all these things. You know, what, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and they wonder why we're having mental problems and social problems, like our brains aren't working because they told us to eat a no fat diet like in the 70s and 80s, and it's like no fat diet means your brain is going to stop working. And if you're
That's just
gestating another human in your incubator, if you're a Euro-American person, then you're not putting any fat. Its brain can't develop.
Oh, so okay, so there was a whole thing about I forget how many years ago. So this I think they were charged with neglect. This vegan couple were trying to make their toddler like vegan, which is
Ugh.
insane. Like I know that I'm okay with I mean vegan doesn't exist in my language, but if you're vegan
Hmm.
that's fine, but don't make your freaking 1-year-old vegan. It's not health. Like they got held accountable, like because it's not healthy. You can't
Yeah,
give them
not
like
while you're
because
developing.
that means no milk because vegans don't do anything. Do you remember what vegan is? No animal product at all. So milk
So does
is
that
out
mean
of
they
my
can't breastfeed their kid because milk comes out of
I don't
them
know what
too?
I have to look up the story again, but it was really insane. Like so no eggs, no cheese, no. It doesn't have to be directly from like it's fucking
So
okay.
no breastfeeding because that comes
I
from
don't
a
know. No, that's
human.
not that's
Well,
human though.
humans are
Like
animals
kids breastfeed.
too.
Well,
Yep.
I mean,
okay, well,
just watch the news. Humans are animals.
then I don't know what they gave them for. I know there's a soy formula you can give them, but it was like the kid was severely malnourished because
Oh yeah.
it's like carrots. It's basically what a vegan diet carrots. I don't know.
Yeah, the
So
news and wikis never wrong. Gotta follow
right.
those.
I'm
So
a tur- Oh, go ahead.
would it be true to say those militant hippies that I got called to because they were having problems at one of our state parks here locally, and I responded, and there was a woman suckling on a dog that had just given birth,
Oh, good God.
saying it was natural. So that wouldn't have been a vegan militant hippie, would it?
That's just weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, no, that was one of the weirdest things ever. I ran
I
with a
bet you-
buddy
I
of
bet
mine up
you-
to that call.
I bet you they can get a ticket for that too.
I didn't want to do the paperwork.
I'm gonna turn my camera on. I don't like because I want to show you guys my bed sheets I just got, but my room is a mess. So sorry. I'm just saying, you guys don't have to all
Well-
be silent.
Well, we were just waiting for you to show us your mess.
Okay. Well, it's not that messy. It's
Yeah,
a bunch of laundry.
you were freaking out about it yesterday. You're like,
Oh,
oh, it's so messy. I don't want to turn on and put a fake background on. I'm like,
I
nobody's
pushed-
gonna care.
I pushed everything out to the hallway. To be honest.
Just pushing your stuff from one room to the other. Your boyfriend wakes up to
Oh,
get
he's
on the
gonna-
computer. I can't get to my computer. What the heck?
He's in his computer room. He's on his own computer.
You got a door all blocked up with your stuff. Yeah.
He just cleaned the kitchen like very well too. It's funny. So he's gonna go ballistic. I'll just take it to the laundry room. It's all dirty clothes. That's what basically why my room was a mess. This camera has
Queen of
really good,
Hearts.
good like it shows my whole fucking room. This is like literally my whole room, except for everything in front of me.
Animals cannot give consent to being milked. Women can. So breast milk cheese would be vegan. You know what? You're probably not wrong, but I don't care how cool Ben and Jerry's is. If it's got human booby milk in it, I'm gonna think twice.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, wow. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love boobies, but I don't know that as a half a century old, I need to be eating human breast milk. That's seems a little weird. That's probably the one comment that has made me stop for a second and go, oh. Because in my mind, it immediately went to like Ben and Jerry's decides to go vegan and they have to have human breast milk. And that you can get a job like getting milked at a factory. Like, oh, my brain is messed up.
Isn't there a South Park episode where they do stuff
Sure.
like that?
Oh, probably they've done everything on
Yeah,
South
right.
Park.
South
I
Park.
love it. I still love Make Love, Not Warcraft. That's one of my favorites.
The World of Warcraft episode was funny. My boyfriend used to play that game, so I like to make fun of it.
Well, we're all guilty of playing it at one time or the other.
I've actually played it before.
I never played it.
Oh, really?
I actually had a character banned from it because I made a priest and named it Father Touchy, and it got reported. And they gave me a name change, and I named it Robamacare because I suck at being a priest. And then they told me I had to just delete the character.
That's horrible. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I even caught on because World of Warcraft isn't very too sensitive about stuff, unless you.
Oh, they were going for a phase where they were like reporting everybody.
Oh man, fuck. Shit, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I live with a predator. Stupid cat.
Yeah, I used to play World of Warcraft all the time. I remember working at Walmart, and when the Wrath of the Lich King came out, we had the ice storm, and we were in a state of emergency, and people were coming to buy generators so they could plug in their computers and run this line. They would dig a hole to run their internet line through to the hub, and so they can play World of Warcraft, the Lich King release.
Yeah. Well, Go Grow can attest to this. At one point, we had a really bad ice storm here at Lake of the Ozarks, and we had satellite internet at the time. We were playing RuneScape, right? So I made a two-ended, not double-ended that thing, double-ended extension cord, and I just plugged in the generator and plugged into the outlet that all the computers on, including the modem that had power to transmit to the satellite. So while everybody was out of power, worried about food, starving, whatever, we're in there playing RuneScape because we had not only power for our heater, but we had it for the internet and everything. The kids were like, "No school and we have internet. This is awesome." So.
Do you guys remember? I think it was in 2000, at least on the East Coast here in Maryland. In 2000, I want to say 9, there was a super, super bad snowstorm where it was college was out for a week. Like literally everybody, you couldn't go anywhere. The snow was miles high, and I remember we all went to my friends. We'll see if anyone remembered that. It was really bad. I've never seen. You couldn't get around anywhere from DC, Maryland, Virginia. At least those 3 states. I'm not sure if it was anywhere else.
Why would you want to?
No,
I
it
think
was really bad. It was so.
Yeah,
bad.
I think it was a storm. I think a part of that storm you're talking about hit Oklahoma. It was
Maybe.
we had freezing rain, and it was almost 2 to 3 inches thick on the trees.
Yeah.
So trees were falling all over the place. We had power lines down everywhere. We were out of electricity for months.
It was literally 6 feet. You could not we heard about the storm, and people just bought alcohol and because I was in a college area then, and we actually left our house because we knew it was going to lose power, and we went to Davis's apartment. This is my friend, and we literally was stuck there for a freaking week. And the snow was so bad, and when I got back to the college house I lived at, the couches were movie theater style, right in front of the TV, and this kid Peter, this is an insane little guy, brought his monitors up. It was insane. It was what the hell happened? It was it was a mess when we got back, and we all had to dig. Everyone was digging. It took forever to clean up. It was bad. I don't know if anyone knows about that. If anyone's from the East Coast, Maryland, Virginia, or DC, they would know.
Yeah, that's
It was insane. We haven't gotten really snow since. Not like that anyway.
I've been in every state in the continental, right? And I drove truck for 11 years almost, and the storms that happen in the Northwest in particular, like Wyoming and stuff, you can be just stuck at a truck stop for 2 weeks at a time while these things are going on. And it is amazing to see how just like it freaks people out that they don't have electricity or that they
Oh,
can't
yeah.
drive somewhere, and you realize I only have like a couple days worth of food in my house, and it's like, yeah, that's why you have freezers. And like I hardly ever let it go down to like less than a month's worth of food, just because sometimes I don't feel like going outside and peopling
Yeah.
because hobbits are crazy.
Because we're in a college like town like not or and we're of that age, it was like no one actually cared like if we didn't have like certain things. We just cared about electricity. So we went to his apartment and it served us well. We were all ready to go and take a shower. But
As
why
long
am I
as you
the only
have the
one on screen?
PlayStation, you're good.
Why am I the
Yeah.
only one on the screen? Eddie, what did you Eddie just put me on screen.
He's bored. He's playing with buttons again.
That's scary.
He's just messing
I
with
have
us to
no
get us to
makeup
shut
on.
up.
Even when it
Yeah,
freezes
why-
outside, that's the best thing. You just get your beer, throw it out there in the snow, keep it cold. You don't need to have a fridge.
Oh no, that's true. That is true. I forgot.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
that's
start
what we
doing
did
that
in
for
Wisconsin.
photos and stuff. Or
Shit, yeah,
Oh.
we'll just take all our Milwaukee's best and all that shit. We'll just throw it out there in the yeah,
The beast.
yeah, we'll throw it out there in the snow and keep it cold because you know, it was better to go out there and have a bonfire in the snow and use the snowmobiles. And that was one thing that was really cool when I went up north. It was like the highway shut down. Like here where I live in Oklahoma, it's slush when it snows, right? But there it
Yes.
was like fine powder. It was so beautiful. It's like going around. You get these banks. I guess they call them banks. Like it starts making the hills on the side of the roads and stuff. And
Worms.
I don't know what they call it, but it's like the wind blows it up, and it's like this bank on the side of the road.
Oh,
They
just
sit
so you
there-
guys know, this is zero nicotine.
Oh, you're
okay,
just doing the
yeah.
habit. Yeah.
Yes, it's zero nicotine. Zero.
Right.
So
Well,
so the cars would stop, right? Nobody would drive on them. And then you see lines of freaking snowmobiles left and right lining up at the gas stations to get gas. I'm like, what in the world? The heck? Because it's like once it snows, everyone brings out their snowmobiles.
right. Like it's
There's-
4-wheelers up here. It's snowmobiles down there. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I was at Fort Sill for a while, so
Well,
I
that's
remember
the-
Oklahoma pretty
In
good.
2009, this snowstorm, I have to. It was so bad. Like snowplows, literally everything was shut down. Like you know how it's usually just private schools or public schools, like high schools shut down. The college campuses had to be shut down. Like we literally were bulldozed in by snow. It was like freaking Alaska. It was like Alaska. It was
Angels
insane.
lies to keep control. Yes, Chat Entertainment has
Mhm.
arrived. We've already had our live about. I had a guest up, so this is just after.
Shooting the shit.
Mhm.
I can say shit, right?
Yes, you can say shit.
For now, anyway.
So we're just conversating. We're just shooting the shit now. So, but thank you for joining Angel Lies to keep control. It's been a minute.
That is a long name.
Yeah, it is.
Like I can't even say my whole name. I just say the first 2 letters. Like that's it. Hey, I'm gonna hear you. I'm Ro. That's it. Don't bother with anything else. Just Ro. You know. So too lazy to say the 3rd letter.
I say angels. That's all I say. But so when they first come in, I'll say the whole name. But
I
after
gotcha.
they've been in a while and they say something, I'll just say angels.
Yeah.
Just call you beautiful. Hey, I just about everybody is in some way. That's another thing. Like people that are self-conscious, I get it. Like but I have an ugly mug. I'm not self-conscious, but that has to do with other things. But like people don't realize no matter what you look like, there's something beautiful about everybody usually, unless you're like Jeffrey Dahmer and then fuck you. But like most everybody has something. If they just let people see it, they're going to be like, you know, like, wow, you know, like I have buddies that are great with cars and great with computers, you know, different buddy. Like each one of them has a special talent, you know, like my ex-wife that was in the chat earlier. I don't know if she still is. Like she did these pictures behind me. Like she's just creative. Like there's something special about everybody. No matter how much you think people don't want to meet you, if they actually sit down with you for a minute, they're probably going to find you relatively fascinating. So I don't know. It's just kind of observing humanity most of my life. That's something I've realized. Like any random stranger, they have a massive story, right? And usually it's entertaining as fuck. So, sit down and listen to people. Everybody's beautiful unless you're an asshole. And then, then something like me or Eddie will come after you.
You are beautiful in every single way. What's that, Christina Aguilera? Words can't bring me down.
I don't know. I'm straight.
No, what song is that? Won't you bring me down? No, it's not Christina Aguilera. Oh.
Yeah, if it's not Five Finger Death Punch, I probably don't know. Remember, I'm the jock douchebag. Remember?
Yeah, Jackal and Hyde, 5 Finger Death Punch.
Yeah. Wrong Side of Heaven's one of my favorites, actually. But
I like Ivan Moody's old band though. I miss his old band.
I don't know. I kind of like the military theme of Death Punch, and like they kind of go hard. That's like if I want to be energetic, like I gotta clean the house or something. But like I listen to goofy shit sometimes too. Like what's her name, Grace Vanderwall or something. Like I listen to just about everything. But like I have my favorites, and Christina Aguilera isn't one of them. Sorry.
No, I don't think it was Christina. Ooh, sorry.
One of the other
can't
pop
remember.
girls.
It was back when I was in middle school, so obviously I was listening to
I
it.
think it
So
was
like
Christina
3
Aguilera.
years ago.
Was
Oh.
it? Yeah. 20 years. No, it's like 10 years. Like 20. Yeah. I'm 33, so.
Ugh.
Oh wow.
It was.
that's
You're
old.
talking about it was the pop craze, with Britney Spears, Christina
Oh, good
Aguilera.
God,
They were
yeah,
out
that was a
about the
long
same time.
ago. That was a long time ago.
But I
Yeah.
like 5 Finger Death Punch. Ivan Moody's one of my favorite. I liked him since he was a Motor Grader. It was like
we
his
have a friend
voice
that
is very
likes him.
distinct.
Walk away.
Eddie, did I
Yeah,
show you
Walk
my
Away
new
is pretty good
setup?
too.
Huh?
Did you see my new setup in Discord? My new setup?
Your new setup.
My new setup.
90s pop, yes. Yeah, your computer and
My
stuff.
computer. I put it on Discord, but that's why I'm
Where,
like kind
where in Discord did you put it?
general, but I can just show you right now. I can just move my webcam
I'm
around.
looking.
You can share your screen.
Share
Did
my-
you
I
did you
don't know how
share
to
it?
do that. Well, no, because I
Did-
want to show you my computers with the little fans. Hold on.
You shared it on
As a picture, but I'll just
in-
show you.
You didn't share it in mine.
Look, I'm gonna do this. Now you can't see me. Ooh.
Yeah, she tends to like.
See?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then my computer.
That's cool.
How many
then
how
on
many
the
sandwiches
side-
did you have to make your boyfriend to get those monitors mounted?
Oh no, I just had to quit drinking, which I did.
Oh, that's
Now remember
awesome.
what I told you. You put a blanket or something sound dampening
Mhm.
behind that, and it'll keep some of that
See?
vibration down.
See? So cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm very impressed. And then I have my. I can't really show you my webcam, but it has a little thing where I can open and close it. And then John originally took it off. I was like, no, I put that on there. You can just open the flap. Stop it. He's like, oh.
That's
That's
great that she explains to us that she can't show us the camera. Like, yeah, you're using it, Philly.
So yeah, that's it.
Always use a privacy shutter though.
That is
Definitely.
it is a shutter, so no
Yeah.
one can like peek in on me like hacking wise.
Right, yeah.
Right,
If you're not going to be on camera, flip it down.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean,
Whoa.
look what happened to that girl, Paris Hilton. Just saying.
I just think you look so black.
See, the thing is, right, is no one's in this room when I'm not on when I'm not live streaming. So all they're gonna see is a flag in the thing hanging up on my wall behind me.
Yeah, but let's face it, Eddie. Nobody wants to like hack into our webcam, right?
Nobody
Like
cares,
everybody's
yeah.
seen
That's
pictures of
correct.
Sasquatch. They're not. It's nothing new, But if it's a young girl, yeah, they're gonna, So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it, but you guys would be shocked with how easy it is to hack into an open webcam.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's why I've seen too many. Like, yeah, no,
That's what my computer with the Linux could do, but it's just for getting discount movies. Yeah, okay. And TV shows. I'm not saying how many fingers it is for the discount I get, but yeah.
Sorry.
But no,
So weird.
it is something like
what the hell
she's been trying to work with her audio and where the
Mm.
position of her mic is and everything. So I think she's starting to, sound good and not like blowing out the mic. Not that she ever really did, but
Who,
she's learning some of the tricks.
I mean,
Viper's probably given her about 100 times more tips than I have, though.
who tipped?
Viperin,
To me?
Me.
for
Giving tips
you
to
on your
people.
audio.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was spacing out. I was like playing with myself, not like that.
All right, Eddie, we're gonna get flagged. You're gonna get dinged, yellow mark.
No, I was.
Oh my
I
That's not what I meant. My hands are here. Hands are here.
told you to stop eating edibles before you go on. I mean, it just
Oh, man. Sorry. I watched too many dogs today. It does something to me.
And it's
Oh,
just a
sorry.
hobby. I don't know why she does it. I mean, just goes around the street randomly washing dogs. People freak out. It's fucking awesome.
I get money for it.
Yeah.
PetSmart pays
I
really
mean-
good actually, and then I get tips, and then I have to also set up a Cash App because people are trying to, because I don't carry cash, and well, I guess I do now because I get tips, but yeah, they like to pay through Cash App, so I have to go.
But are you
get
like a
that.
traveling dog groomer?
No, I just go to I go to PetSmart. I work my shift, and but because I'm a professional bather, is what they say. People are.
You're still
Like, I
getting a
actually have-
yellow mark,
I
Eddie.
actually have a schedule. I actually am like in the schedule, so I work from like this to this, and then I have time slots where they can book, and they book online. PetSmart is really up with it. Like they have it so like what they call them pet parents can actually like schedule their own appointments. So we don't get that many calls like during the day because we're freaking busy. I'm like high velocity blow drying dogs and washing them and doing their nails. The nails are the worst, but yep.
Hey,
And then-
Viperin, did you see Beautiful's comment there? So
Yeah, I
that's how
saw
you
the
know what my
comment.
room looks like.
Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, we
Oh, mine
it
is
is
like
actually
I already said.
ridiculously easy if your computer's on and you don't have certain settings to like turn on your webcam.
My room's a mess. I already went over that, but yeah. Well, it's just really that laundry pile.
When
over
my
there.
when my
then my
laptop
soda.
is shut down, it's kind of hard to hack into it.
Yeah, but like I said, nobody wants to see Sasquatch.
The thing is, I can see when the blue is active on my thing. I actually I think I can take it off on the Logitech webcam. I know it's on, but I think there is a way to turn that
You
light
can
off.
you can make that
with-
light
with
stay
it-
off.
Yeah, with it still being on, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I just don't like that. That's why I have my
That's what
little
the shutter's for.
block. Exactly. My
Yeah.
boyfriend didn't know though. He was like, "What's this? Take this off." I was like, "No. It flips
Yeah,
off."
but no, that you know what that was? It was so that he could not have to ask you when he makes a dirty tape with you.
Oh,
all
he's
that
already
was.
talked about that. He's like, "Oh,
Oh,
now we
man.
can make tapes." So how do you
You
feel
try
about
to
that?
shock this girl and nothing works.
I've had too many crazy friends.
You give her crap and she just giggles.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sarcastic, like I said in chat.
I'm gonna have to try harder. Because you know when somebody goes, "Oh, you can't shock me," in my brain I hear Barney from that How I Met Your Mother go,
It's hard.
"Challenge accepted." You know.
Yeah, I know. I've craziest people. I've lived a life.
You talk about the workout. There you go. You got a workout.
Well, but I don't know how much longer you want to stay on, Eddie. It's been 3 hours.
Yeah, it's getting to that time, but I'd like to get another guest up on here.
Okay.
I'm looking, not tonight, but
Oh, okay.
sometime this week. Maybe we could get somebody up here to talk about introvert and extrovert.
Well, remember I talked to you about that, and there's somebody in chat actually checking you out right now. So
Yeah,
make sure you're not worse than I am about being an asshole. No,
No,
I do think she will have some really good insights about, especially like dealing with being an introvert and having to live with an introvert slash asshole like that.
You mean extrovert?
You know,
slash
you mean you're an extrovert?
Yeah,
yes,
you're an
and right. So that being my ex-wife, like the times we were married, she had to be an introvert and have to deal with me, which would be hard enough for a stable type personality. But when you're introvert, I'm sure it's fucking hell. No wonder nobody can ever live with me.
Actually,
know?
Eddie, if you can get her to agree, you should actually have her and him on as like unless it's not a conflict of interest being ex.
No, we're still friends. She was over here
Yeah,
today. We were like
exactly.
setting up toys for
Because
my cat. So
because he's literally an extrovert and she's an introvert. So that I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know if
she's.
into it.
But I mean, I've talked to her about it and stuff, because here's the thing. Like, I didn't realize for like 20, 30 years, off and on, we've been married twice and divorced twice. Yes. But during all those things, like, I didn't realize that it was because that was her personality. A lot of times I just thought she didn't want to hang out with me or do stuff with me because I would do social stuff. I thought, well, apparently I'm in the doghouse, right? So because my ignorance,
which you probably deserved. God.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did. I had a scoreboard in my head, and I did whatever I could to gain points because I knew it was going to negate when I said something stupid. So yeah, but it didn't work that way. But no, I mean, I imagine it had to be a hell of a struggle. I mean, just like with today's topic, when you have problems with diet plus the crap they put in our food can like compound those problems. Like, you don't understand what those problems are till you're going through them. You know what I mean? So it took us decades for me to be smart enough to go, oh, wait a minute. There might be another reason besides my selfish self that she's mad at me,
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, yeah, you're right. Most of the time it was me.
I'm just.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I think, that would be, at least be a good perspective on it, I think.
You're rocking back and forth. That's what I just noticed I was doing now.
Well, yeah, the cat likes it when I do it. I'm sorry.
The cat. Okay.
Yeah, my cat.
Do I sound better though? Am I doing
He
better?
showed up on my porch the other day, and,
he's so
I
cute.
fed him, and he won't go away.
Oh, he's cute. I like him. He's really cute. I like his colors. We bathe cats too at work. Only the nice ones though.
He's jumped in the sink before while I was up there doing stuff. I don't think he minds water. But no, I mean, with today's topic, that was one of the things I was going to bring up. Not only is these disorders hard on people, the stuff that's in our food, I think, compounds it too.
But I'll have to hear your arguments on that.
She's my step cat.
Yeah, she's yeah, she comes over and visits the cat. She puts up with me, but she comes over and visits the cat now.
Cat's really
and then, like, when she's done playing with the cat, she's like, "Get me the fuck out of here." But no, the like the red dye and the yellow dye and all these things that are actually have harmful things that are banned in like the UK and stuff. I think they compound the mental issues you get when you have these disorders.
Yep.
Like even bananas, they pick them while they're still green and let them ripen on the way. So they're not on the vine. So they're not able to like develop their oxalates. So you don't get the vitamins you're supposed to out of them. Like tomatoes, they do the same thing. And those crystals absorb all the vitamin, not all, but a lot of the vitamins and minerals. So we're not even getting what little bit of nutrition some of these people are eating. Yeah, and of course they end up with 65 pounds and stuff. Like,
they still have to travel though a certain way. So like they're not trying to give you like really rotten bananas, or not rotten, but is it rotten? When
override.
Yeah. So you kind of have to.
Yeah, see, Eddie, read that last comment there.
Yeah, I just saw it. It just popped
what I was telling you about.
Yeah, read it out loud. I can't read that one word.
So,
okay. Our youngest has a cognitive impairment since he was 3 due to an illness and had seizures for years.
Yes.
And now since the carnivore diet and he's getting lots of fat and protein,
Yeah, the diff
they've
for him
skyrocketed.
is,
He's doing way better.
the difference for him in his cognition since carnivore is notice. That's what she said.
Noticeable. Yeah.
Notice. Oh, sorry. I can't read. Sorry. Too many edibles.
Get your binoculars on.
Oh yeah, I'm also blind and I have contacts.
She's so random. But no, yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I'm an enigma.
yeah. So yeah, his like even his speech patterns and like the depth of his statements have increased in the last few months since he started that
awesome.
carnivore diet.
That's great.
Cool.
I just like meat, so I eat meat in general. Like we had pulled pork sandwiches today. I don't eat the bread. I just eat the pork.
Right?
And like
And but
hamburgers,
the
I don't
thing
really
is,
eat the bread in hamburgers anymore. I don't like unless it's from McDonald's or something. But
well, it's just sugar. I mean, all the
Yeah.
carbs turn into sugar.
well,
But no, it really is a thing where like people, especially with body images and stuff, they think they got to eat a low fat diet. Well, if you eat nothing but protein and fat for a significant amount of time, your body learns to burn fat as fuel as well as power your brain.
it's also how much you eat of what you eat. It's like if you eat, you can't eat. You can have a piece of cake every freaking birthday. It's not gonna freaking kill you. But if you have cake every day, that's an issue.
Right.
You've heard that
It's
before?
called in moderation. And I think that's a
Exactly.
town I've never visited. I understand that. But most
That's your
people,
problem.
yeah, most people can't do it though. They're like, I like eggs, and they eat a dozen eggs every day for breakfast.
like
Well, yeah,
eggs too.
you're gonna have a problem. But if you eat everything in moderation and don't eat stuff you don't need, like carbs, if you're not active, you're gonna do way better. Yeah, she had to research it herself because of the regular
Yeah, I
doctors
just saw it, yeah.
don't tell her that. I didn't find out about all this diet stuff heavily until I had my strokes and, my A13 or whatever it is was up like 12 and a half, 13. And they
Yeah.
sent me to like a highly specialized dietitian.
Mm.
And she was like, yeah, stop eating bread, dumbass. Stop eating,
So,
anything with carbs. And I'm like,
Red-
okay,
red meat, I've been told, is not good for you. Or like it is
you've been lied to.
not good for you, but you should. I mean, you should still eat it in moderation, though. I don't think I have. I honestly, I've done some research. I don't think it's the best for you. I think like chicken is probably the
Okay.
best for you.
That's one of those things where like, if you live
Maybe
in
not.
if you buy it at a grocery store,
Mhm. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
if you get the red meat, it's that. But if you're eating actual healthy fed chickens
Yeah,
or
okay.
cows or
beef.
whatever, you can eat all the beef you want as long as it's not hormone filled and
Yeah,
nasty
like-
and got all that crap in it. I mean, yeah, you could possibly get like a bunch of undigested meat in your bowels or something, intestines, but that's not because you eat the meat. It's because your bowels aren't working properly.
Yeah. Sorry, this is really. Is seizures the same thing as is epilepsy seizures?
Yes, you can have a seizure without having epilepsy, though.
Okay,
Um,
so does
ep-
your son have
epilepsy-
or seizures?
Epilepsy is a type of seizure.
Okay.
So you have what
Epilepsy is the condition, isn't it?
Oh, she said.
Well, yeah, because you can have grandma seizures, but you can also have
Right.
epilepsy. So they're
Mm.
hold on.
There's like-
Epilepsy, yeah,
Epileptic. You're trying to say epileptic seizures, aren't you?
different
Chronic
types.
seizures, not a one-time event.
Right,
Chronic seizure,
right.
Isn't that isn't
Epilepsy means that you have chronic seizures. You have them a lot, often.
so your
Whereas
son
if you
has
have just
epilepsy?
one or two seizures, then it's just a seizure.
Yeah. Okay, so I know what epilepsy is. I just didn't know
Right.
that someone could have seizures and not be epileptic.
Any human can have a seizure, like
Well,
what they call
yes, yes.
febrile seizures. That's because your temperature goes up real high
Mhm.
and you start seizing.
Yeah, but I
like
mean-
one time.
I would say that like more than like if you have more than like 3 seizures in like a span of a year, that's a lot. So
No,
Yeah.
Caleb used to have sometimes 12 a day.
yeah. Oh, what's this? I had a high fever. Oh, high fever.
Well, you guys were talking about meats. I love meat. I love
Oh, you don't have
fish. I love meat. I'm a
Mm.
werewolf, vampire, zombie. So meats are my thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say sausage.
No.
Well, Viper, you need to go to Savannah Beach, Georgia. In the grocery store, you can get pig brains and milk gravy, and it's 6,000% your daily cholesterol in one can. But it's brains, so that'll get your zombie side, and then pick up some meat.
I just had to come in there with that one there, Viper.
That's okay. I understand. I kind of was hesitant to bring it up at first because I was like, oh man, people are gonna bring up sausage or something. But yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
I
because
love.
you came in like a wrecking ball. You were like,
I had to.
I love meat.
I love it.
And then, hey, I smoke marble, you smoke pole. I'm not going to judge.
Maverick said, "I love dark
meat
meat
chicken with fat chicks.
Yeah,
Oh
I love
my
dark
god.
meat. Oh my gosh, I love dark meat. Ah.
I'm going to totally leave that one alone because we're on
Oh
YouTube.
no, I know, yeah. Oh, we one time had a Thanksgiving without, because my sister gave up salt and sugar, so we had no salt or sugar. Like in the yams, the candied yams had no sugar. The everything had no salt. The stuffing had no salt, and then we had no dark meat. I ate one bite of. I don't even freaking know what I ate because it was disgusting. I was like,
You
we
know
had
what?
it was
If you
horrible.
don't know how to season food without salt,
No
you
salt,
have an
sugar,
issue.
but on
You
Thanksgiving.
have
Right.
an issue.
On
You have an
Thanksgiving.
issue.
No,
I don't
you
care.
need salt.
I don't use salt on Thanksgiving,
Okay, that's fine. Sugar,
Christmas.
not on your candied yams. How are you gonna make them
Yams
sweet?
should come sweet anyway.
Ew, you just no. I need sugar in there.
I buy a can of yams. I can use brown sugar.
They weren't using anything.
Or what's
Okay,
that
so-
stuff? Stevia? That's not a bad sweetener.
But like stuffing, you need even if you have the box stuffing, it has sugar or not sugar, but it probably does because carbs. But it has salt. It has salt. It's salty.
It has
Well,
salt.
salt isn't actually bad for you. It's
No, it's
the way
not.
they
In
process it.
moderation. Exactly.
You get like raw salt, and you get the extra minerals and stuff from it, and it's
Yeah.
high flavored. You don't need to use as much to get
Yeah,
the
you
same
don't-
amount of salt.
Yeah, I'm talking about Thanksgiving, and I'm like a child, like I'm younger. I was just like not having it. I was like crushing up like the rock salt we had at home, and my mom looked like a drug addict. But no, because we had no salt. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Salt's
Well,
not good for you anyway.
I
The
know.
only
but it
thing
was
that- the only thing that
Thanksgiving,
matters-
Eddie, it was Thanksgiving.
The only thing that matters is mashed potatoes and gravy.
Okay, but there
And
was
then
no
the turkey.
The gravy didn't have salt. The gravy was salt.
Oh my
and-
god, salt is a heart attack waiting to happen.
I love salt. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Salt can give you
Well-
a heart. My
Well, it
coach
can give me a heart
at a
attack.
young
I'm not
age,
stopping it.
Marina,
Not stopping
my
it.
coach when I was 12 years old said to me, "Salt is not
Wow.
good for you, but pepper is fine."
Well, pepper has no nutritional value whatsoever. You can eat
Yeah,
as
it
much
just
as
makes
you
you
want. It's just
sneeze.
going to tear up your stomach.
And
You
it makes
can
you
literally
sneeze.
eat bricks of this stuff and it won't hurt you.
Yeah, and if you try
But
to throw it on your
salt-
face, it
salt-
actually burns you.
Again, salt is a thing where like it's one of those things in moderation. You actually need it to help you retain water.
The salt dehydrates you, doesn't it?
No, it helps you. It makes you thirsty, yes, but it actually helps you retain the water longer.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you because I love salt. Eddie, I don't care if I get a heart attack. I love salt. I'm not stopping.
More likely, if you have too much of it, it's bad.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like a
Well,
crazy
that's
salt.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
If you eat anything good too much, it's going to be bad for you to have too much. That's what moderation's about. I'm not practicing what I'm preaching, but because I don't know what moderation is, I'm like, I think I want a sausage, and I'll get like 10 of them, right? So, but
No, go on.
mhm.
Sorry, no, go on. I'm
You
talking.
see, what does moderation mean?
No, I was talking to myself. No, go
Oh.
on. I was talking to myself.
Oh,
I
those
talk out
those
loud.
conversations like complex.
Who's laughing in the background there?
oh, that's
Sometimes.
so like salt. No salt is the reason why I learned how to cook steaks. on a grill.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Because you can cook steaks on a grill,
Mm.
big juicy steaks, and you don't have to have salt at all. Amazing.
You
Yeah,
know what
but-
they say is you want to give the steaks a bath in salt.
That's what
before
you're
you put
saying?
it. No, that's what they do.
Oh, you mean salt water? Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah,
you
kind of
coat it-
marinating them.
Yes. Prior to putting them on the grill, you
Mm.
put salt all over the steak.
It's
And
tenderizing
then
them.
and then you clean the salt off. And then you put your seasoning on it and throw it on the grill.
And
And
most
pour beer
likely-
over it.
Yes.
You can pour beer over it. You can even marinate it in beer too. But
Yes, you can. They
you know,
have
you want
like
to
a-
be sure that when you cut into it, you're gonna hear the cow moo. You know.
Right. Just bring the cow by. I'll cut up what I want and ride the rest home. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But no, I mean that's one of the things about, like I said, the Mennonite meat up here. When you buy some of their steaks, they're really nicely marbled. They come out just tasting great.
Beautiful.
The meat is actually slightly darker and almost brown, reddish brown. And like
Love steak.
you can't eat a whole steak a lot of times. You have to like stop because it's so filling. And the stuff you get in the market is basically McDonald's grade beef because almost all massive farmers have to adhere to all the crap they put in them in order to sell to McDonald's and all the fast food chains. So like the stuff you buy at like Walmart is pretty much you're buying just same thing as at McDonald's
The
burgers.
reason why McDonald's makes a lot of money because they actually own their own cows. They actually own their own cows.
Well,
you
they're
can
so
Google it,
huge
but-
they have to buy
Well,
a
no,
bunch
no,
of them.
no, it's cheap and they're smart. I mean, it's also very smart. If you own your own
Right.
cows, you don't have to go through a second party, third party, and then you can do whatever the hell you want to those cows. Because like I love their steak McMuffin. Oh my gosh, yummy.
Oh
yummy.
well, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we have these farms here that have the slaughterhouses. You can actually go and basically buy your meat, but you can buy the meat before it's butchered. Best way to explain
Yep.
it. And if you go deer hunt, when we go deer hunting,
I love
I don't
steak.
actually go deer hunting, but I help skin the deer. My dad used to
Ooh.
deer hunt all the time, and we could go right down the road, and the butcher is right there, and we take the deer there. He does everything, and packs the meat up and gives it to us. We put it in the ice chest, and we go.
Mavid, without MSG, McDonald's would be inedible. I love MSG.
Yeah,
Even
so
Chinese
bad for you.
But
I
the
know.
same thing on the farm is like you choose your cow that you want, and the way they feed them and all that stuff.
yeah.
And anyways, when it comes to butchering, they do that, and you go and pick up your
Choose
cow.
Cow you want. That's crazy.
Yeah, like when
Yeah.
I went deer hunting,
Oh, I
I
wanted
never
that.
took it to a butcher. I just
Mm.
butchered it myself. You know.
Yeah.
So, but those are wild animals. Those are fairly healthy unless they have some sort of disease. Like farmed animals, when they're farmed in a confined space,
I
that's
agree.
when they're shit food.
I don't want to pick out my
I
cow,
agree.
name it, and then eat it. Poor Daisy.
No. It really is. It really is beautiful. It's like you're going to Red Lobster and like, I want that one. Put it in the pot. You can go to some of these places and be like, I want that cow, and the next couple days I'll have it ready for you.
You can technically go to the grocery store and pick out a lobster. I guess it's a little bit, but a cow is. I wouldn't want to be like.
Well,
that
I
was
mean-
a cow I just made friends with.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can
Well,
actually, if you think about it, you can actually, if you choose the right
Funny.
cow, less lean and all that stuff, you could choose a cow that actually you get your money's worth from it, right? You get enough meat and stuff to last for a while. It's actually not that bad of a thing to do. We do it here in Oklahoma all the time.
You just go up, you pat it, you slap it to see what kind of muscle fiber it is. Say, good boy, give it some food, and be like, all right, I want this one tomorrow. Come back and it's steaks.
Okay, believe it or not, when they sell cows and stuff, a lot of times farmers, that's what they do. They go to those things, they go and have the cow shows and stuff, and the people will buy these like heads of cow, but they go off of how good it looks. What type of food does it eat? Is it good meat if I was to butcher it? That's how they buy the stuff. That's
Yeah,
the
no,
whole trait in farms.
I bet you no, Vibrant. I'm sure you're right. Like if that ever happens with me, we're gonna bring you on camera and you're gonna point the cow out that actually gets.
I can't do it. I'm not a farmer, man. I just eat. I just eat the meats.
Poor Sebastian.
Okay.
But But no, I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like
Sebastian.
the commercially grown meat, chickens, whatever. All of they're packed in for maximum profitability, and it makes their health condition shit. So buying over the counter or in the grocery store meat is fine-ish, but you got to limit how much you eat. Quite literally, on a good month, I will eat like one thing with carbs, and the rest of the time it's just meat, already cooked and seasoned Mennonite meat that I just microwave, and I don't use bread. I don't eat like so. Literally months at a time, I eat nothing but meat, except for like 1 or 2 days. Now, when I'm doing a cheat, yeah, I eat stuff I'm not supposed to, like bread, or go to Subway or something. But for the most part, when I'm behaving, it is like all carnivore.
So
And I-
Daisy said, yeah, buying and selling over at the stockyards.
Yep. Exactly.
So as Angels was saying, I don't want to pick out my cow, name it, and then eat it. Poor Daisy. Daisy
Daisy.
comes in and she's like, yeah, buying and selling over at the stockyards.
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't
that's how they
rename
do
it
it,
either,
right?
though. They
I
don't
mean,
name
sometimes
it.
they do, though. I mean, sometimes they do because you have to know which cow it is that you have to pay
That's
attention
weird.
to if
That's
somebody's buying the process of that cow, you
I
know,
would just give it
cooking
a
or
number.
whatever. I mean, you could
Give
do
it
it
a
off the
number.
number if you want to, also. Well, I guess, but
Daisy doesn't seem to mind.
If you give it a name, it personalizes it. That's a little strange, but and I'm certainly not taking my son around it and be like, "Oh, we're gonna eat this thing." Like, oh, that's my, that was my friend, Billy Joe Bob. I don't know.
But your son's not going to know that the cow he just petted is the cow you're eating for dinner.
My boyfriend would definitely make sure that he knew.
Just to be a nut job, yeah.
well,
Well, I
the
mean-
thing is also the way the cows are fed are going to determine on if it's going to be a butchered cow or a grass-fed cow for milk or something like that. The way that it's raised from the start is what's going to determine what type of cow it's going to be used for. But what I understand with the farms here, because I mean I've helped with plenty of farms here. My uncle owns plenty of farms in
And
McAllister.
Daisy, I hope you didn't get offended. I was leaning that into a joke. Probably came out wrong.
Well, I mean, even my boys, we used to raise rabbits, and my oldest, I think, was 9 or 10. I don't remember when I had him start helping me dress the rabbits. You know, so
That's a
and
new
then-
thing too.
What do you
and
use
we would
rabbits
also
for?
do the chickens that way too. Like Gokro was saying, is we raised chickens. We had way too many of them, and we'll get into that another time. But we had a lot of chickens, and then like the boys would help me when it was time to harvest some of them, and our freezers were full, and it was good meat because they were just free range out in the back, 4 acres, and it was good food, good eggs, nice rich yolks, and we didn't have all those chemicals and stuff in them that make the store-bought eggs kind of shit for you. So like you can eat almost not as many eggs as you want, because yes, anything needs to be done in somewhat moderation. But our diet was much healthier by growing our own food and letting it eat its natural diet than whatever it is they do at some of these commercial farms. So,
Yeah, like that's a new thing. People will raise rabbits and chickens for the kids will name them and play with them, right? But they're raised to be food. I mean,
right. Well, it's not a new thing. I mean,
Realize how morbid that
Well,
is.
it's really
Here-
popular here now. And they're starting to do it all over the place.
oh, you
around
mean
here
new
now.
in your area,
Yeah, because
Uh,
my brother actually just now started a farm and they're raising chickens and rabbits for that purpose.
Right.
The cows are just milk cows, so they don't have to worry about that right now. They have one bull, and of course, the females milk, and then they got rabbits and chickens, and they also have some turkeys out in the pasture down
Sure.
their way too. So
Turkeys, guineas, all kind. We had
Yeah.
she used to make something called Noah's Ark stew, and it had like almost every animal that was in the area, wild and what we were raising, in it all in one big giant meat thing or whatever. And I mean, she'd make it that I think it was a 3-gallon bucket on the stove metal pot, whatever you call them. And like it would be gone in a day. Us, the 3 teenage boys and me would just wipe it the fuck out. It was incredible. I can't do any of that now because I don't have that thing in the kitchen that makes the food cooked. What do you call that, Eddie?
A stove.
You don't have a stove?
No. It's called a wife.
Oh.
But she does every once in a while make me some really good food. So you could give her like a bag of flour, 2 eggs, and a glass of water, and she'll bring out a 7-course meal. So, she knows what she's doing in there, which is kind of bad because I didn't learn fucking shit. So now all I have to do is rely on a microwave.
Angel says a woman.
Yeah. Woman. Yeah. No random woman's I'm gonna have to talk her into marrying me twice in order to get her to cook for me.
I'm just gonna get Chef Pierre to come over.
She's shaking her head right now in her place, probably. She's like, "Yes, you talked me into it twice, you fucking asshole." Oh. Yeah.
All right. I am you need to get your ex-wife on Discord.
Yeah, she's on I have my own channel. But yeah, she uses Discord. She doesn't like it, but she uses it.
Find out if she ever wants to come on panel. She don't have to cam up.
Okay,
She
yeah,
can
no.
say, like
She said she would love to talk to you. Well, and now that she saw you and she probably like, oh, I get it, because I told her, I was like, this dude's like, he's a really good guy. Like I like him, right? And she was, like, okay, I'll check him out. And she's more comfortable around big guys, so like she would be comfortable talking to you, I think.
Don't flatter yourself. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Oh, she's got to put her computer together. That's right.
See you later. Vamos.
I forgot she's got to put her computer together like tomorrow, or Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
That's fine. It could be sometime this week, Thursday. If she gets done Tuesday, we could do it Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Oh wait, you work Friday, Saturday mostly, don't you?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So I took last Thursday off because of my body not feeling good.
Well, and without the nicotine, you're more likely to choke out the hobbits.
Yes.
I know. That's why I tell people I smoke for public safety. So I am sacrificing seconds off my life with every one of these to save your life. They do get very.
Angels is like, wait, your ex is in the chat right now, Ro?
Yeah, it's GoCrow77's my ex-wife. I guess you missed that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Angels was in the chat earlier.
Oh yeah. She's here.
Charitable? Are you kidding? Look at the painting she did for me. Like those are badass. Like I'm not charitable. I'm lucky she still hangs around me because I'm kind of an asshole.
Oh, those are the
So-
paintings that she made. I didn't really.
Yeah,
You did say
she
that,
made
but
me
it
the
kind
same.
of it went through my it went over my head. I because I actually noticed how like nicely you have them hung on the wall. Like,
Well, the cat's knocked him out of kilter a little bit because he swats at him. But
I was like, you got this chair that's just. I mean, you said you've had it forever, so that's fine. To each their own. But then, no,
what's wrong with my chair?
it's just not.
Okay.
It's a little bit of an eyesore. Just a little.
Sorry, I had to walk away. So if anybody was calling for me, I had to go put my son to sleep really quick.
Okay, George.
My chair's not. It's comfy. He's ragging on my chair. Can you believe that? Oh, I swear.
I mean it in the best. I'm not trying to be mean.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm gonna start being like, oh yeah, you got a giant pile of dirty laundry in the back of yours. No, I'm just kidding. No, it is very old.
I already said it. I have a big pile.
I think
of
it's like
dirty
8
laundry.
years old or something like that. Actually, I think my son gave it to me 8 years ago, and no telling how long he had it. So, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. I can't find my lighter. I just have my lighter.
Comfy chair to sleep in. Yeah, she's during snowstorms and her power would go out at her house. She stayed over here a couple times in this chair and slept in it with my youngest son, is because he gets the bad. Yeah.
She's like, it's
And I
a
put-
good chair.
Yeah, and I put wheels on it too, so I can push it around easy.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, no, it's just the fact that my camera isn't that good, and you can't just see how wore out it is. But no, yeah, no, I was kind of like, I think I tried to get a hold of you this weekend or something to see how you were doing. Or no, you got a hold of me, and then I asked you, like, did you have some good time off? And then you like disappeared, and I thought, oh, he's having a good time. Somebody walked in, and he went, you know. So I'm glad you got that time off, though. You do need to recharge your batteries once in a while, especially when you've been feeling down.
Yeah. David said it's a magnificent chair.
And the thing is, it's a giant lazy boy. I'm just that big of an asshole. So
But all right, so on this note, we're gonna end the live because it's running on almost 4 hours.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Don't be
thank
mad
you
at me,
guys
bro,
for
by the
being
way.
up here. I want to give a shout out to my guest earlier, Kristen.
Yeah.
Appreciate
It
her
takes a lot
coming
of
up.
courage to talk about that stuff too.
Yes, it does. So, but I wanted to give her a shout out. She's probably doing the family thing right now. So,
Yeah.
GoCro 77. Hopefully, at some point this week, if not next week, we can have a discussion about what it is to be an introvert and dealing with an extrovert.
Yeah. Which, I mean, some of it's probably just going to be like a regular person dealing with an asshole. I understand. But yeah.
But you know, and then Angels, you know, I go live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, Sunday through Thursday. Yes. So we talked earlier about eating disorders and surviving it, plus other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to chat on Discord before we come up on panel on YouTube. That's fine. We could do that.
Yeah.
So-
Once you do it,
Where's
though,
your
it's
email
really
link
fun.
actually?
Hold on. I'll give you my email address right now.
Yeah, because I don't have it. I think you called me over from another channel the first time we met.
Yep. LFR.
Yeah, yeah. Was it LFR?
LFR.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because you were up on his panel along with Devon, along with Chris and Susie, and I joined. And that's
Yeah.
when I talked about mental health. I got tired of hearing Devon's. He left Discord.
Yeah, he is a little bit hard to swallow sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah, I've seen. You know what? It's Lou too. Lou Valentino's.
Yes,
I-
him too.
yeah,
Yes,
that's the other one, yeah.
I love both of them.
Yeah.
You know,
I like to give Van shit because me and Lou are both over 6'2", and Van isn't, and
Okay.
he hates us for that.
I got a question, Angels. Would you ever come up on panel and talk?
It's easier than it looks, by the way, too. It's actually quite addicting.
Just asking, Angels. Because I'll even schedule a live just for you to come up on panel and talk
And
and
if you
have
feel more
discourse
comfortable,
about mental health.
yeah, exactly. Also, if she feels better with someone else coming up, like someone else, I'm sure that Eddie can do that too.
Oh, Casey, she doesn't like Neanderthals. Well, I mean, some people see us and they're worried we're gonna like eat them, you know, and we're not. We might accidentally crack a bone when we hug you, but that's about it.
Oh, I love bear hugs. Those are awesome.
Okay, all things serious 1 at Gmail. Okay,
It's pretty
you can
easy.
just set up stuff. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people do just turn their camera off and leave their avatar up.
Yeah, certainly. I don't usually put
I-
them on the camera.
I speak too much with my hands and gestures and stuff, so I tend to leave it up and forget it's up. But I wear pants, so you don't have to worry about that.
It doesn't even matter if you wear pants. You can't see there. Oh, hopefully.
No, like if I stand up to go refill my tea, I've got I've got pajama pants on.
You got to get one of those little things that I have there. You just shut your little thing off and it's black.
I'd have
That's-
to reach
that-
all the way
that's-
over there.
That's fine, Angels. If I'm correct,
What you say?
are you in Discord?
What'd you say? I'm not on my computer.
Hmm?
What'd you say? I'm not on my computer.
I'm talking Angels.
Oh, okay.
Are you on Discord, Angels? If you are, I'll send you a friend request.
Yeah, I don't see that name, but you know how Discord is. Sometimes the
You can do
names
different
of
names,
their
Yeah.
yeah.
I found you. Okay.
No, nobody encourages that. Not at my age.
I sent you a message.
Well, I heard the beep.
I heard the message. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that is something about doing these things. There's so many different time zones. I mean, some people might only be available from like our time, 3 a.m. to like 6 a.m. You know, because that's their afternoon or whatever. So it does get a little rough scheduling stuff sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I think you just have to stick to your schedule. And if someone wants to make it, they'll make it. I mean, obviously, you can always like change it if it's a good friend of yours. But
Well, like in this case,
No.
she's like in a totally different time zone.
oh,
So
yeah.
like have to change up just do a special event, you know, that
Yeah,
kind of
right.
thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Don't encourage Ro to go pantless.
No, nobody does. Nobody
No
wants
one
to see
wants
that.
to see that. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. I mean, at this point,
You can hack his
the
website.
boys look like a helicopter rescuing 2 people off a mountain in one of those nets, you know. So yeah, nobody wants to see that.
All right, everybody. I am gonna end this for now. I will see you guys tomorrow at the same
Good night,
time,
lovers.
6:30
Fucking-
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hmm.
Thank you guys for being here.
There's my line.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, everybody.
I'm
You guys
always a
have-
DM away.
Yes. And you guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
Certainly. You too.
Everyone have a
Eddie.
good
Have
day.
a good night.
All right.
For
Good night, everybody.
Night.